is my family grind. This is my family.
Just continue to watch, that's all.
And we went in there. I could tell.
It's time to get to it, them people need us. No rhyme or reason, we leaders. It never mattered the season. Every Wednesday we meeting. Justice is what we seeking. Come in and just have a seat and just listen to what we speaking. Be rocking all through the weekend. Them trollers we never see them. We doing this our freedom. When shots and pimping, we eat them. A doubter to a believer. My people never deceive us. I'm rocking them double Q, and you know that I'm with my people. It ain't hard to do the math. What the realest, so you know that you can have. It's Q squared. Every damn case we try to crack. We take a lot of feedback from the chat. You know it's Q squared. It ain't a secret, and you know just where we at. You know it's Q squared. That's John Q, Miss Q. It's a wrap. Q squared. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you to the realest podcast on YouTube.
Number 1, Q squared.
We got Miss Q Carlock and Mr. John
Q holding it down.
You hear something come from Q's mouth, then you say Q said it.
Let's get it.
Y'all know what time it is, right? Let's do it.
It's time to go to work. Break it down.
Q2.
Let
me see them 8 balls. I need to see them blocks. Put them in the chat.
All right. We are live. Hello, everybody. Hello. Boom, boom, boom. We in the room. How is everyone this evening? I hope keeping nice and warm. We are in for a good treat this evening. That's for sure. Much love to everyone joining us for tonight's Q Squared. AP in the house. AP is in the house. How are you? Brother Renegade is in the house. Miss Yunu is in the house. Miss Jan is in the house. Aquahoma is in the house, holding it down. Much love. Marley 13 is in the house. Mr. Boss Blake is in the house. I'll say it again. Mr. Boss Blake is in the house. A lot of things happening with Mr. Boss Blake since what? The last couple of weeks. But anyway, how you doing, brother Boss? Boss man Blake is in the house. Tracy is in the house. Cha-Cha B is in the house. Effin' Truth is in the house. Look out. Mr. Lorraine Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon you and yours, is in the house. Much love. Every time I say Lorraine's name, I know she's behind that computer screen and she's smiling when I say her name. You see, that's what she's doing right now. I feel you, Lorraine. That's right. Keep that smile on, love. That works. That works. Yeah. Let it out. That's right. Let it out. Enjoy it. John Q says so. Miss Tracy is up in the house. T. Sophia. Hello. Miss T. Sophia is in the house. Teresa Upchurch is in the house. Oh my goodness. Tanya M. Much love to you is up in the house. Robin B. Good evening to you. Everyone from 7 inches plus of snow and more to come, Indiana. Oh my God. Yeah. Our system will be here in New York at approximately between 1 a.m. and 1:30 a.m. So we got a few hours for our system to begin here in New York. We're supposed to be hit with 7+ as well. So, yeah, not good, but winter is getting itself out the way. That's for sure. And we don't mind that because once it gets itself out the way, then we can look forward towards spring. Oh, yeah. That's the way I look at it. I look at the positive. Spring is coming. Winter's just messing around. Absolutely. Absolutely. Much love to everyone in the room. And I have, let's see. Salute and blessings to everyone. Hopefully you had a good weekend and a good beginning of the week. Here we are in the middle of the week. And you know what time it is. You know what time it is. $70 degrees? Oh, where are you at, Oklahoma? No, never mind. You don't you do not have to tell me where you are. But 70 degrees, I could definitely enjoy that. Most certainly. So with that said, you know how we do it. We're going to do one more again. I got you. We're going to do one more again. Because you know who we have to bring up. You know who we got to bring up. So we're going to do, as we always do, one more again. Here we go.
Bam, bam. Just continue to watch. That's all.
And we went in there. I could tell.
Q squared.
It's time to get to it, them people need us. No rhyme or reason, we leaders. It never mattered the season. Every Wednesday we meeting. Justice is what we seeking. Come in and just have a seat. And just listen to what we speaking. We be rocking all through the weekend. Them trollers, we never see them. What we doing is our freedom. When shots and pimping, we eat them. A doubter to a believer. My people never deceive us. I'm rocking them double Q. And you know that I'm with my people. It ain't hard to do the math. What the realest, so you know that you can have. It's Q squared. Every damn case we try to crack, we take a lot of feedback from the chat. You know it's Q squared. It ain't a secret, and you know just where we at. You know it's Q squared. That's John Q, Miss Q. It's a wrap.
Q squared.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you to the realest podcast on YouTube.
Number 1, Q squared.
We got Miss Q Carlock
That's exclusive.
and Mr. John
Q holding it down.
You hear something come from Q's mouth, then you say Q said it.
Let's get it.
Y'all know what time it is, right? Let's do it.
It's time to go to work. Break it down.
Q2.
Let
Let me see them 8 balls. I need to see them locks and keys. Put them in the chat.
Stop playing. John, get your butt up here. See, he's starting out playing games. Okay, what if I leave 2? Okay, now, see?
Give you the special intro. Let you know you up in the house.
Left me hanging. Hello, everyone. Hello, John Q.
Hey, how are you?
I am fine. Can you hear me okay? I'm on my tablet for the first time ever.
Oh, you good? Sound is 5x5.
Beautiful. Hello, everybody in the chat. Hello. I like those 8 balls you knew. I like it. Let me see some of those lock and keys. We never tried that. Let me see that lock. Somebody find that in those emojis.
Yeah, we got to get some of those lock and keys up in the room now. Miss
Yeah,
Q is in the house. Get some of those lock and keys up in there.
I like that. I'm like, we gotta implement that. We have to.
Mm, yeah, we
I
gotta
don't have
find.
to. So I'm gonna try something here. If I disappear, I did it wrong. Hold on.
Mm, okay.
Okay. Yeah, I did it right. There we go. How we doing up in here? Well, what's the vibe like? How's everybody feeling? I see
Uh-oh.
hearts.
We got lock and keys coming up.
Oh, that's what
Hey,
I'm talking about. There they are. Look at there.
there it is. There it is. Boom. Lock and keys are coming up.
Y'all the bum diggity. That's so
You
cute.
got John Q's 8 balls up in here. Where's my lock and key? Come on now.
Okay, exactly. Two cues up in here. Okay. I love it. I love it. Thank y'all so much. Hey T Sophia, Sky Chan, Boss Man Blake. What's up, boo? Renegade. I love it. Look at here. He got the lock with the pin in it. I love it. I love it.
So,
Oh, but John has the most amazing voice. She all off topic. Okay. This is supposed to be about me for a minute, but Sun Goddess would like John to know. Just kidding. John has the most amazing voice.
oh, thank you, Sun Goddess. Thank you.
Tell him to say it real close to the microphone, the same way he say whipped cream.
Thank you, Sun Goddess. Thank you.
Oh, girl. Oh, I got it. Y'all hype in here, or is it just me?
No, they're hype. I mean, look at they got the 8 balls and the lock and keys all up in the house.
Oh, look at that. Let it flow. I like it. Look, oh, hi. That's why I got it. That girl, that's how you reply to
Yeah,
a man that says hi to you like that, okay?
yeah, there you go. You see, because they're back there smiling. You say their name, especially live on YouTube, and you say Sun Goddess. Yeah,
It's a nice
yeah,
name.
Sun Goddess. How are you? And
Beautiful.
she's sitting back there smiling on her computer, feeling marvelous right now.
Yes, and that's what Q squared is all about. Feeling just fine.
Hmm.
Yeah. Hey, Grammy.
If I had to do that
Love you
every
too.
time if I had to do that every time I started a live, do you know how long the intro would be?
Yes, I do. But I got a feeling a few folks would not mind sticking around for that. I mean, that's just me, but that's what I think.
Yeah, you'd have a bunch of people that are not here for the live, unfortunately,
Mhm.
but coming to check the replay out. And here, John Q has taken a little over a half hour doing this deep, deep voice intro with
Almost
everybody who came in. Oh, damn, I can't miss the next one he does because I want him to say my name too.
We might have to try it. We might have to try it. I'm down for it. Hi, Tracy.
Mhm.
Miss Lorraine is in the house. Go ahead, Miss Lorraine. They all up in the house. Everybody, y'all know what we got to do. We got to hit that share button at least one time. Share it somewhere. Let everybody know we up in here. So far, we just chilling, but we still here. And this is our request. Just let them know we here. Like, share. If you haven't subbed up to John, yes, of course, do that. Of course.
And
Best
if you
investigative personality and voice, what? On this side of YouTube?
mm, and if you haven't subbed up to Miss Q,
Oh, go
just
ahead.
hit
Go
that
ahead.
subscribe button. Make sure the bell is on. You'll be notified every time she puts up content.
You can ring my bell. Ring my
Ring
bell.
my bell. Ring dong ding.
No. I love it. Hey, Robin, Sunny D, Tanya M. Hey, sweetheart. Hey, baby. Renegade, you flying in here like Superman? Is that what that is? Sun Goddess has a question though. Have you guys covered Jelani Day? I feel like a lot of people back away from that case. So we have independently. We haven't done it together, although in listening to the marathon video, I made a request to Mr. John Q that he would cover that case with me. But what had happened was I forgot I asked him to cover it with me, and then I asked him to cover Daniel Robinson with me, and we started on Daniel. But we are both still. He's working with a couple of people on Jelani. I've been covering Jelani, and we still might Q square up because why not? Absolutely, justice for Jelani Day.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
And
I have to
since
for
and
one sec.
since Sun Goddess brought it up, and it is a request, I will be speaking to Miss Q in regards to doing a collaboration on the Jelani Day case as well, to start to schedule that for Q squared. We've been really focusing on the Daniel Robinson case because it is an active, ongoing investigation, just like the Jelani Day case. And um, a lot of the information and research that our team has been working on is bringing up to date, uh, in real time information to Mr. David Robinson, as he is boots on the ground out there in the Sonoran Desert in Buckeye, Arizona.
Hmm.
And so, these cases do take time to have this information develop, get it
Yeah.
researched, get it vetted, and then have that information, communicated over to David Robinson for follow up. Jelani Day's case is an extraordinary case to say the least. You know,
Yeah, for me, it's unfolding. I mean, it's unfolding slowly but rapidly, and whenever that happens, that's when you'll see me just. I won't say back off, but maybe back up a little bit and just kind of let the dust settle. It gets crazy. I mean, there's so much information, misinformation that was
yeah,
flying around with that case.
yes, and
Yeah.
especially to also find out too, uh, you know, what the end result was for Jelani Day,
Hmm.
being found, floating in the Illinois River,
Yeah.
and then having all of the other pieces of the case start to fall into places, which starts to scatter it just as well as the cases has been developing. Car over here,
Yeah.
phone over here, close with somebody else, and it sort of like chimes. It sort of like chimes in. Well, wait a minute. This sounds like Daniel Robinson's case, and in similarity, it does have a high percentage of
Yeah.
similarity in both cases. You know.
I agree. I agree
Yeah.
completely, completely, completely. It's interesting that Sun Goddess asked about him because he'll be the first video I released this Black History Month, and I was working on it yesterday. And I was visiting a friend of mine who's been following very closely, borrowing some info and content for my video, and that is the beautiful Miss V. Somebody put the link in the chat, make this go viral. She has the interview from the pathologist over there, and I was putting a little bit in there and just flipping the hell out because what? Man, no eyeballs. Like what? Like the more you hear it, the more disturbing it gets. This baby's body was literally a shell.
Hmm.
Literally a shell. And this is the pathologist. He said he's been a pathologist for over 50 years. He's seen car accidents and the like. And he has never seen a body like Jelani Day. That came directly from that man's mouth. Now that don't make no sense. 50 years. How does this happen? It's like he's
Yeah.
just, oh man, it sounds like a horror movie when you listen to that pathologist speak.
Yeah, it is very graphic in terms of you know what a medical examiner has to do, especially when they have to perform autopsies on just to try to identify, you know,
Yeah,
not just a regular body that comes in and it's all intact and
yeah,
you know they already know the name of the person and cause of death, the manner of death, and all this other stuff, and they have to start to perform an autopsy. But when they get someone
yeah,
that was a person
yeah.
in for an autopsy and they're unidentified, you
They
know,
can't
it's
tell
incredible.
the color of his skin. Talk about incredible. They couldn't even tell the color of his skin. What the hell? How do you not know if a person is black or white? How badly decayed
Hmm.
to just look at him. I mean, he was there floating for a while, allegedly, but not that damn long. We've heard of bodies in rivers before. You don't come up just a shell.
Right.
You don't. Hey, AP.
Exactly.
Yeah, oh my God. I'm talking about him this month too. Emmett Till. Yep. I'm bringing out all the babies this month. They want to give us 1 month. We know we're good all year long, but we'll take their raggedy ass month. And I'm gonna talk about a lot of black lives.
Yeah. And
Feel me?
especially more so now because we just started February and
Yep.
this is Black History Month.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So,
Chacha B, yes. Daniel Robinson. That's our baby. That is our baby. We love all our babies, and I call everybody baby, by the way. For everybody go on, these are grown ass men. I know that. But they're younger than I am, so I can do that. And I'm from the South. Y'all know how it is. Baby, baby, baby. Where are the
mhm,
boys? Exactly, Sunny D. Where are those baby boys? You know, now that we mentioned the boys, y'all know we just free fall on Q squared. So I don't want anybody going, what? Stay on topic. Like our topic is how we feel and how y'all feel. Don't forget that. So we talk to the chat and we take suggestions and ideas. With that said, I have never really, I guess just based on what I've seen more of, it's 9 times out of 10. Okay. 8 times out of 10 because of the statistics are changing. 8 times out of 10 for me, it seems like it's filicide. Kid is missing, the parents did it,
mhm.
just statistically speaking. But with all this organ trafficking and thing, well, with organ trafficking being on the rise the way it is, or coming to the forefront, I'm starting to believe maybe people are being taken and maybe the boys were taken. But when I started thinking about them and the organs, because that's just where I was last week, I also thought, damn, could somebody, because we're talking about two babies, two kids,
Right.
not something we hear of often. And if they're not dead and gone, let me just be frank here. Um, then they were sold for their parts or they were sold as a whole. And we know what could happen, right? We totally could be sex trafficking, or could somebody have wanted two little boys so bad that they paid any price? That, you know what I mean? Could
Right.
they build another home somewhere, like because the price was right and not in any harm at all, and somebody's just being quiet because they finally got two kids? Is that a scenario? I mean, I haven't considered it, but it came up in my head the other day. Maybe I just want it to be something somewhat good.
Yeah. I mean, it gives you something to think about, especially with the way we're finding out about how these young children and young adults, are going missing, and they being carjacked, like Benjamin Anderson out of Arizona, where something happened in one location and then he's driven to another location, dropped off, and then his car is driven back in and around the location where he was, and then his car is torched of all the evidence that could possibly have been in that car, on that car, around that car.
Right.
Are these people of being carjacked? We have to consider, his case. We look at Jelani Day's case,
Right.
and there is evidence, obviously, that his car was manipulated.
Right. But they're jacking. If it's a carjacking, normally you jack for the vehicle, but they're not taking the damn cars. They're
No.
just relocating them and crashing them or burning them and weird stuff. It's so, I don't know why my fur baby, it's just
Yeah,
weird.
yeah, they're making sure that if they are doing that, they're making sure that the car that they're taking, the owner of that car will never say anything,
That's a fact.
unfortunately.
That's a fact. They're making sure that.
Yeah,
And I mean, I'd wager a bet that the only reason anybody ever burnt up a car before was to get rid of evidence.
yeah,
I just can't. What
precisely.
other reason have you ever heard of a whole car being ignited? I can't think of any other reason.
Yeah, and
What- what-
a lot of the shows that we see on TV, whether it be CSI or any of these crime scene investigation stories, I think you did an absolutely fantastic job in your last two videos
Oh, did you like
explaining. Oh, yes, I watched them a couple of times and I took notes. Thank
it?
you. Thank you. I love you for that.
I enjoyed it. Thank
Because it's so important to know what law enforcement knows,
Right.
what they're supposed to know, and
Right.
then what they're supposed to do.
Exactly.
And then when we find out that a lot of what we see on TV through these crime scene shows and things of that nature
Hmm.
is not all 100% accurate.
Not at all. Not at all. I actually asked the question in the premiere, like, it's like, well, I don't know if I asked or if I told them, but my thing was like, i- are they doing too much in the movies? Or are we not doing enough? And I
Right,
think at times it's both.
right,
I mean, we should see every single solitary crime scene laid out. I mean, mapped out, taped off, corded off, right? You see it in the movies all the time. Ma'am, I'm sorry,
hmm,
you no, that's my baby. Let me at. No, ma'am. I'm sorry. You can't. They fighting to keep people out of those crime scenes. On the flip side,
hmm,
we see Tom, Dick, and Harry all up and through. What's this hotel? Crown Plaza Hotel.
right,
We don't see no crime scene tape out in that desert where Daniel. What's up? I didn't see any crime scene tape where Jelani was, nor his
hmm,
car, nor his lanyard. None of those places. So yeah, it got me thinking. It was Daniel's case actually that sent me down that rabbit trail. And I was just like, you know what? I need to understand what's supposed to happen because I'm military like that. There is always a rule book. And if there
right,
isn't, somebody needs to write one because you need protocol. You do. But it doesn't do you any good if it's not followed.
right, right.
Those chains of custody, they're everything. They tell
Yes,
you
yes, they are.
everything. Oh my God. Every time anybody that ever loses anybody, and I pray none of y'all do. But I tell you, the first thing I'm gonna ask for, let me see that chain of custody. I want to know everybody that came through here. Every foot that stepped in this door, every person you talked to, everybody that looked at all the evidence, it's all there. It's the best way to know what's been done and who did it. And it's supposed to be there attached to the evidence box every single time.
Precisely.
There's rules to this
Precisely.
game. They need to follow them. Yeah, but it got funny at the end because no, that guy is really good. He's an expert at his job, but some of the movies they pick, like the other guys, I was cracking up. That's my movie. He left a fight shit in the car. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny.
That is one of my favorite movies, hands down, hands down. So when I saw that on there, I fell out laughing. I was shocked that he put it in there. And after that, I had to go watch Sherlock Holmes because I'd never seen it, but that little clip made me very, very interested. It
Mhm.
also can change the way you look at TV because it looks really fake when you really know what's supposed to happen. Sometimes you're like, oh, that's right on. Yeah, they did all the, but most of it, you're just like, this is just all bells and whistles. Some of your favorite programs like are nowhere near reality, but they're interesting,
Yes.
which is their job to just be entertaining. So don't take it too seriously. Me too, AP. That's my favorite movie. Oh, my other favorite part in that little reaction at the end was God, what shot? I don't know if it was Bones or it was one of those kind of off shows, but they had the Backstreet Boys song in there and they made the lineup sing the song.
Yeah, yeah, that was funny. That was funny.
Number 5 killed my brother. It was like
Sing
oh
this song, sing this lyric, and each
my
one of them
God,
had to sing.
want to hear that. Tell me why. Come on, y'all. You join in when they sing that. Yeah, I'm gonna stick to a little bit of that because there was some good info in there, John. There was.
Yes, indeed. And as you said, the chain of custody
Mm-hmm.
in an investigation, if it's a automobile crash, if it's a death investigation, if it's a
Mm-hmm.
homicide, if it's anything that the police deem, and it goes right to the core of every
Mm-hmm.
single case. How is law enforcement interpreting crime scenes?
Yep.
Because once they interpret, let's take for instance Daniel Robinson's case, since we're working on it,
Absolutely.
to be notified first by someone in a 911 call, whether it be
Mm-hmm.
an emergency or non-emergency call. They're notified
Right.
to have an officer sent out at a specific location
Mm-hmm.
because they are reporting an incident of some kind that needs their attention.
Right.
Okay, so they dispatch, they use the CAD system, okay, which is a computer automated dispatch system, CADS, that they use and dispatch, uh, make sure that that information is sent to an officer in and around the area,
Mm-hmm.
okay, that's assigned to a specific area of policing, and make sure that they get that information. They go directly to the location of the call and they begin to interact with the caller of the information that was dispatched.
Right.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
now, you know, they're led into this story, whatever the explanation is for having them being out there connecting with the caller,
Mm-hmm.
into this area that needs their attention. And so they're giving it their attention and they are interpreting what this matter is. You know,
Right.
is this a crime or is this just an incident? A broken window is an incident.
Right.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Did a baseball break this window? Did a bat
Right.
break this window? Did someone throw a brick through this window? Was it bashed in by someone's elbow? Or
Right.
was it broken by a flower pot that someone, they have to
Yeah.
begin to interpret what this is. Is this a
Yeah.
possible threat to
Yeah.
someone?
Yeah.
And so on. So their interpretation at every call that they get is so critical. And this is where we have to really, really pay attention to the training of these officers and how they are to interpret any kind of call that they get when they show up at the location. How do they interpret what is a crime and what is not a crime? And then how
Right.
they handle it from there. That's
Exactly.
what I got from your video.
Oh my God, I love it.
That's what I
Thank
got from your video. I mean, and I took notes. I watched it several times. I took notes and I said, okay, this is going to make me better at
you.
looking at the things that I'm looking at.
It really does help. I mean, because we forget. I mean, you know what I mean? We're
Yeah.
looking at all, we're seeing them so much, we forget sometimes. So I was enlightened too. I said, I gotta go deeper. When I found that actually the video that I did was the lady that did it just had such a strong Indian accent that I had to redo it. I mean, it just would have been too hard. It was too hard to understand some of the things she was saying. So I just kind of reset it. I did not create that PowerPoint, but it had everything there just in a nice little nutshell for you, clean cut. I'm like, well, look, this ain't that damn hard. Now, don't get me wrong. Of course, every crime scene is different. So it could be bloody, it could be chaotic. I get all that. But at the core of it, there's a protocol. There's a simple set of steps that if you just follow the checklist, you shouldn't miss anything. They're not
Mhm.
following the checklist for starters. And when you're not following that checklist and you're jumping to your own like deductive reasoning and all that, then you're not doing it right. Now you're just speculating, just a YouTuber, strictly, right?
Right.
They
Exactly.
right? Because they're not working with all their resources to build those educated opinions. Because that's all in the
Hmm.
end detecting is. They're still guessing their asses off, but they're working with some evidence and some facts. But if they're not taking that information in properly, how in the hell are they going to conclude a proper investigation? How?
Right.
It's just
Agreed.
impossible.
Yeah. So
And we've seen it too many times.
with that said, what I'd like to do is to ask the chat, how many of
Okay.
you have seen Q Carlock's investigation video, the recent video she did on crime scene investigations? Type a one in the room if you saw it,
I know
and type a
gymnastics.
two in the room if you haven't seen it.
Tracy saw it. Sunny D saw it. I'm trying to remember the names that were in the room. Hey, LC, I haven't seen you in a while, baby. Thank you, gymnastics. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, you knew. Thank you, Tracy. I remembered all y'all. It was in the middle of the day. You know me. I pop up. I do the pop up lives like a pop quiz. Ready or not, going live.
Mm.
Hi, just legs. It's okay, baby. Adoptionscamps.com too. It's okay. It's still there for the replay. But John
Right.
sounds like he got some stuff up his sleeve, y'all. I know this tone. Marley
Mhm.
13. Hey, love. Yes, Marley's always around. Appreciate that, all of you guys.
Okay,
Robin D.
so we've got about 8 ones and we've got about 3 to 4 twos.
Okay. LC
Okay,
didn't put two,
which
but
is
she
good.
wasn't there unless she watched the replay.
Hey, LC, thanks for joining us.
Tanya M. Yes, Tanya.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do?
Told you he had something up his sleeve, y'all.
What we're gonna
I'm like,
do, because I love the education. I like, what you and I do. We make sure that whenever
yeah,
anyone views our content, whether they be lives or videos, you do more
yeah,
videos than I do.
yeah.
Um, I
Live,
love
man.
doing lives. I love doing lives. I love the interaction,
Yes.
the real-time interaction. You do videos, and I guess that gives us the counterbalance
Yeah. Yeah.
of doing Q squared, which is excellent. What we're going to do is just take a good sneak peek at what
Look.
Miss Q was able to put together.
Okay.
Okay. So it
Oh,
educates everyone to look at this information, called
no,
crime
how-
scene investigations,
Amen.
so that you can put yourself in the law enforcement shoes as to what they need to know,
Yes.
what they need to do, and then you can compare it to what you see when these cases evolve in real life.
Yes. And if it
Because
ever
then
happens,
you'll ask these same questions. Hey, did they
yeah.
put the crime scene tape up? Did they
Right.
wear gloves? Did they have booties on? Did they go in with the right equipment? And
There's
so on and
ever-
so forth, to
Yes.
give you an idea of what protocol, and I think you said the excellent word, what their protocol is, what their process is, what their
Yeah.
policy is
Yeah.
in handling these scenes. So
Amen.
yeah, so we're gonna
Sounds
do
good
it.
to me. No, I love to educate. Cat Eyes snuck up in here. Hey, Cat Eyes. John, did you go
Cat
on
Eyes
mute?
is up in here. Cat Eyes is up in here. Hey,
Cat
Cat
Eyes
Eyes, hello.
slipped in the dough.
And we got Gymnastics 101 up in here.
Uh-oh. Amber alert for Kennedy Hoyle now. Okay, LC. Thank you, sweetheart. Always another one, isn't it?
Oh, we got another Amber Alert. Okay.
Yeah, Kennedy Hoyle.
Miss Lynn, I see you. I see you up in here too.
Len.
Miss Lynn is up in here. Country Christian just showed up.
Oh,
Okay.
that's how you feel? Hey, John Q.
Hey, John
Oh,
Q.
Priscilla. I'm going to call you out your name. Priscilla, that's how you feel. I love you anyway. How about that? How about that? Cat Eyes on Q Squared. We don't usually have a topic. We've been doing exclusives on Daniel Robinson, but whenever we're not doing an exclusive, we just free fall and interact with the chat, and we talk about what y'all want to talk about and what we
Right.
want to talk about. So the topic right now, is crime scene investigation fundamentals. Can we talk about this?
Yes.
Vestiges, hello, hello.
Vestiges is up in the house. Well,
Um,
okay.
thank
Welcome,
you.
welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody. Let's see
Hmm.
to learn up in here. And you do not love me more, Priscilla. No, no way. No way. You got it, John. I'm ready when
Well,
you
I
are.
thank everybody for joining us outside of everything that's going on YouTube. That's still going on with the Summer Wells case. And it
Amen.
is getting
Shocking.
more and more and more day by day, more and more confusing, more and
Oof.
more twists and turns in that case than any case I have ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's
And
one of
it's
these.
very sad. It's very sad that YouTube and the folks on it are being subjected so much on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month basis on trying to find out what happened to a 5-year-old by the name Summer Moon Utah Wells out
Yeah.
of Rogersville, Tennessee, that
Yeah.
went missing on June 15th. And
Who
look at where
turns
that story has evolved today.
in a couple of days, John.
Yeah.
She's gonna turn 6 on February 4th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Another baby missing their birthday. How many of those have we seen?
Mm-hmm.
Too many.
So it's incredible, and I listen to who's carrying the case as best with accurate information as possible. I still stay on it. I haven't really done anything
Right.
recent, on it because I am looking for a turn. I'm looking
Right.
for
Right.
a pivotal turn, something solid that will turn this case. And that's when I can speak up on what I've been able to cover, which was the line of sight work that I did.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing the how is one thing, but knowing the why is more important. Why this happened this summer,
Right.
because there is an explanation for it. And it's working its way through all of these people in some strange way. Everyone's got a story around what happened, around what happened, but
Right.
nothing is hitting the target yet.
Mm-mm.
But all of that is going to come to fruition, if you will, to
Yeah.
culminate the truth as to the reason why this happened this summer. Because when you can get to the why, then you understand everything else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's coming. Eventually, I mean, we don't have, well, I can't say we don't have any, but we don't have that many where we just don't know nothing. It might take years, sometimes 10 years.
Yeah.
Might be DNA to pop up. It might be somebody that whose soul just can't rest and they just gotta come on out and tell the truth. You don't know.
Right.
We don't
And that
know.
can happen any day, any day. We found summer. That's all you want to hear now.
Yeah.
That's really all you want to hear. We found summer.
Yeah.
Now, if she's still with
Mhm.
us, bingo.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
If she's not with us, at least we know we found summer.
Right.
Because
And it goes
that's
back.
the question of the case.
And it goes back to where we are with the crime scene investigation. I mean, because they can investigate all the circumstantial evidence in the world, and they will.
Mm-hmm.
But once you have a body, the investigation just busts open.
Yeah.
And a lot of criminals know that, which is why I believe a lot of bodies come up missing. They know that's the ultimate evidence. That's when you find out time of death, cause of death, manner of death, and damn near who done it. So they don't want that body found. Because that's a whole other day when I mean, like I said, the investigation just busts wide open at that point. Now you really can look at some evidence, DNA. Oh my God, it gets interesting.
Yeah. And this
But
is the reason why, the public needs to be educated when it comes to, stories like, the case that we're just finished talking about, Summer Wells,
mm-hmm.
Daniel Robinson, Jelani Day, a
Yep.
host of them, you know. And when we get to see how these stories unfold, then we can get to ask questions. Well, what did the police do to truly find the truth about what happened?
Exactly.
You see.
Exactly.
So
What did you?
tonight's,
What
yeah.
didn't?
So
Mm-hmm.
tonight, I wanted to make sure that if you haven't seen this video, we're going to share a portion of this video. Put it on your list to watch. Most certainly put it on your list to watch because I already have it in my playlist under forensics. To refresh me anytime I take a look at a case, someone requests that I take a look at a case, someone sends me an email about taking a look at a case, and I've had a number of emails come in and say there's a case out in Seattle, Washington, out of Oregon. Someone went missing on a hiking trail out
Right.
there. I took a look at a couple of videos. I did a deep dive on a couple of the articles, and I said, wow. I said, what are the possibilities of someone going missing hiking?
Well, the
Just
last time
hiking.
that happened, last time a baby was in a hiking trail, it wasn't good.
Right.
Murder. Keep it
Right.
real. Come on now. Oh my God. I mean, there's so many cases, and yeah, you do. And I love it. I love when they send them to me. You can't, oh, you just can't get to them all. But that's why I cover cases no matter how, I always say, no matter how old and no matter how cold. Because I am not going to be sitting here talking about, well, I would talk about so and so, but that was last year. I wish the hell I would. That, to me, that is just
Yeah.
like, that's disrespectful. These people still matter. Doesn't matter if they died. For instance, Trayvon Martin, that was 10 years ago. I'm going to talk
Mm-hmm.
about this year, this month. because that shit still bothers me.
Yeah.
And it happened. It doesn't matter. Like we gotta say their names. And that's why, like I said, that's why I do that. Because you might tell me about it and I can't get right on it. Like with Jelani, I was able to shift gears pretty quick and kind of slip him into what I was doing when Libby came into the marathon and kind of yelled him out. We were in the thick of things. But it was one of those things where it's like, let me look into it, like you just said. And then it was like, oh, I have to cover it. At least put it out here. But
Mm-hmm.
you attack them all the way you want to all the time. So I just get back to them. You know what I mean? They can I don't have to talk about it right now while it's hot off the presses. As long as I still get it in, I'm good. It still needs to be told. It still needs to be put out there. And this is a very good checklist that I believe they're called U Forensics. Their name will be in the video, but that they created. It really, really is very handy. And I swear, if I ever lose anybody, I will follow this. I will feel more what's my word? Armed to handle it after seeing just this little clip. And I'm not tooting my own horn because again, I did not create the presentation, but it's a good one.
Yes, it is very good. It's not complicated. It's not too sophisticated, but it gives you exactly the tools of
Right.
education on understanding what's supposed to happen when a police officer interprets a
Mhm.
situation, whether they deem it a crime or just an incident. And one of their most important jobs is not carrying a firearm, not wearing a badge and a nameplate, even though all of that equipment is important, and which it
And
is.
yes, it is.
But
Yes, it
one
is.
of the main things is the police officer's mindset and his training.
Right.
What helps him to interpret a crime scene, whether to deem it as such or not? And so, this piece that we're about to get into is going to give you that information. And as I said, it's not all the uniform and the police cars and the technology that they got. One of the key ingredients to their job is three things.
Mhm.
Three things.
Hmm.
You ready? You ready for the answer? It's only one word, but
Yeah.
it's three things.
Hmm. Give it to us.
And you'll hear it on Q squared.
Q squared. I had to do it.
The key ingredient that every law enforcement has the full responsibility to provide in any and all cases concerning their job is documentation,
Mhm.
documentation,
Mhm.
documentation.
There it is. There it is. So why in the hell did they hand David Robinson one raggedy ass photo of his son's crime scene?
Mhm.
One. They're supposed to have all kinds of angles and aerial shots and then some more stuff, close ups. He got one. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
So let's take a look at this beautiful piece that Miss Q has put together for our education, the public,
Mhm.
as to what's supposed to happen when we go into a crime scene investigation, the fundamentals.
The crime scene and laws of forensic science.
Who's responsible with 34 Pacific Drive?
Hey, beautiful people. Won't you take a trip with me? I want to look further into crime scene processing. I've seen a lot of it done what I would call wrong. Fundamentals of crime scene processing. Each crime scene is unique. That is because the chain of events that created it is unique. But there is uniformity in how to study and process a crime scene. Keep in mind the crime scene is constantly changing and decaying after its creation. This video also emphasizes on the materials needed for documenting a crime scene to preserve the information to process at a later time. Now, common knowledge and research shows that the job of a crime scene investigator is to obtain physical evidence by coming into contact with a suspect or a victim. Okay, so who's involved in a crime scene investigation? Professionals at the scene of a crime may include police officers, crime scene investigators, and forensic experts. Now, if you're wondering, what is the role of a forensic expert at a crime scene? At the request of the investigating officer, they assist in collecting of evidence and packaging and preservation of evidence, critical factors. Another important thing at a crime scene, first priority, safety of all individuals. Second priority, evidence collection. So what are the steps to follow for a proper investigation? Secure the scene, separate the witnesses, record the scene, search for physical evidence, and collect physical evidence. First, securing the crime scene, because if the area is not secured, then you run the risk of a few things. The transfer, loss, or elimination of evidence may occur. It is the duty of the first responder to protect the area by restricting entry to all unauthorized personnel, also keeping a log of the visitors while collecting information, and if needed, requesting additional manpower. If there are witnesses, they must be separated. The reason for separating the witnesses is so that they can't get together and create a story. Now, after the crime scene has been secured, it should be recorded properly. Photography and videography of the overall area and close-up photos with and without a measuring ruler should be taken. A view of the scene should be taken from several different angles and distances. Several close-up photos of any evidence and bodies should be taken. Notes taken at the crime scene also play an important part in recording the crime scene. The search for physical evidence must be thorough and systematic so that no evidence is missed. The type of search really depends on the type of crime scene and the number of investigators. So let's look at the different searching patterns. Strip or line method, spiral method, quadrant zone method, or the wheel ray method. The collection of evidence at a crime scene depends on the type of crime scene. Always collect temporary, fragile, or easily lost evidences first. Protective clothing should be worn at the crime scene while collecting evidence. And always follow standard operating procedure for evidence collection and storage. It is very important that all evidence is properly packaged, sealed, and labeled. An evidence log and a chain of custody document must be attached to the evidence container. An evidence log should contain a case number, description of the evidence, name of victim, name of suspect, date and time of recovery, signature of person recovering the evidence, signature of any witnesses present during collection. And last but certainly not least, there should always be a chain of custody. A detailed log showing who collected, handled, transferred, or analyzed evidence during an investigation. So I bet you money Somebody out there is saying, oh man, I know a case where they didn't do this, that, or that. I know I do. And we shouldn't. We should not know of cases that haven't followed these steps because these steps are critical, instrumental at being able to solve these cases, to find these people that are missing, to find these murderers or these kidnappers or these abusers. We have to follow protocol. When you don't, things slip through the cracks. And we go months, years with no answers. Now, that might happen anyway, of course, yeah, because there's things called mysteries. But there is no excuse for not checking every box, as they say, crossing every T and dotting every damn I when you're investigating a crime scene. Because somebody is counting on you to give them some sort of understanding. And it might be laying right there in the rubble. Don't overlook it. With that said, I'm going to share something on a lighter note. Something else I found while working on this project, and I decided, yeah, I like that. So it's a part of my reaction playlist, but I'm going to slip it in here, even though this is certainly a can we talk about this type of video. But I'm going to mix it in because
Okay.
Fundamentals. Pretty basic.
Now we get audience reaction to your video, and now we can talk about it.
Yeah, because I definitely want to talk about it. That's what that whole playlist is about. When I'm sitting here going, something ain't right. I need to talk to somebody. Something ain't right. Why is it so hard to just follow? Oh, Sunny D. It's over on my channel. It's just the other part is maybe we'll get back to a little bit and giggle a little bit.
Yeah, we can do that.
It doesn't seem that hard when you look at it. And I've worked for a lot of companies where, oh my God, let's just forget companies. Let's go all the way back to an 18-year-old fresh out of high school in the military. Everything was a regulation. We're talking 90s, y'all. Okay, they didn't have this Windows 11, 12, 13, 15. They didn't have all that stuff. When I say regulation, we were talking about real books with real pages. Some of it was electronic, but most of it was not. And we still had to follow the protocol. Whichever book it was in, whatever chapter, you found the answer and you followed it to a T. Period. That's what you're supposed to do. They've gotten too used to cutting corners. Assuming, oh, it's a kidnapping. Don't worry about it. Oh, I mean, not a kidnapping, excuse me. It's a runaway. Don't worry about it. That's everything to say. Oh, probably an accident. Like, don't start out. Just let's assume the worst. Maybe they should start that way. Assume the worst and work it backwards.
I agree.
You know?
I agree.
That's what I would want. Adoptionscams.com said, I'm wondering how many forensic specialists there are in each state. Good question. I think that definitely varies. I think. Thank you, Sunny D. AP said it seems so fundamentally basic, yet so frequently missed. Period. Period. What is so hard about A, B, C, D? Done. And write it all down as you go. Take lots of pictures. There was even a part in there I didn't include that said that they should draw out a sketch, which makes sense. You basically sketch out what you see in like a rough draft. Even with the pictures, you would take a picture. Okay, the car was here. There was a sock right there. Do a little doodle here. And you just, because your brain can only retain so much,
Right.
at the end
Right.
of the day, all you have is what? Documentation, 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 right?
That's what they have to rely on. And it's so important because we're dealing with the human factor.
Right.
Police officers, law enforcement, out of any agency whatsoever across the country, the human beings,
Yep.
and
Yep.
like you said, it's but so much information that you can retain.
Yep.
And so, yes, you have to be trained in the documentation aspect of it, recording what time you got there, recording
Mm-hmm.
conversations you had there, the number of
Mm-hmm.
people you interacted with there, um,
Critical.
primary witnesses,
Critical.
key people who assisted, and so on and so forth. you know and
Yep.
when you're a part of that environment, it's just so key to documenting everything, because that one little piece, it could be no more than a sentence, it could be a statement, it could be a word, it could be something in a photograph,
Yep.
something in a video, because there are videographers
Yeah.
that process crime scenes. you
Mm-hmm.
know uh, it's always something that always adds to the case, because it's a part of the case.
Exactly. It's all
It's a
critical.
part of the case. And
Yep.
how they interpret, and I think it goes back to what Miss Jan talked about, is it really a fear and laziness on law enforcement's part, or is it that they're not trained properly? You
Hmm.
see? And
Yeah.
so, us as the public, we have to make sure that we keep law enforcement, who was ever involved in a case, okay, held accountable for the work that they're due. Our tax-paying dollars pays for this service as for the public. It's a
Right.
public service, just like the politicians. They're public servants.
Mm-hmm.
They work for us,
Community.
not
Yep.
the other way around.
And
And
they
what's
hate to hear
happening?
that. It's true. You took the job to protect and serve. That's like a soldier getting mad because you told him, your job is to protect the country. No, it exactly is that.
Right, right. And so we have to take that position to make sure that we hold these people accountable. And we do
Yes.
that by educating ourselves as to what they're supposed to do, just like the video that you just got finished seeing.
There
It
you
gives us
go.
the education, gives us the knowledge, it arms us with knowledge to know
Right.
what they're supposed to do. And it's our job to call them on the carpet when they're
Yep.
not doing their job. And in this case, the Daniel Robinson case,
They did
we
not.
see a lot of the inconsistencies, bar none, more
They
so.
miserably. They did
Yes.
nothing right. Based
Yeah.
on what we just saw, they did nothing right.
Right.
They gave him everything. That means he should have had an evidence container full of stuff with a chain of custody log on it. Where's that? Let's just, we saw the pictures of the crime scene. We know they didn't put any tape, no markers. We know
Hmm.
that. We don't see a whole bunch of photos, so we can't have, I think it's safe to assume they didn't have the videographer out there. Like, what, they didn't bring out the Pharaoh scan. What did y'all do?
Right. Right. Especially, and you proved the point. Taking photos is one thing, and what should have happened is what we didn't see. But taking photos, especially of a crashed vehicle, should have been done in a 360 manner. And that's
Mm-hmm.
using the raise circle that is explained in the crime scene investigation video we just got finished watching. The raise
Mm-hmm.
circle is a 360-degree circle all the way around the vehicle. Okay, it's a clock formation. You can put a clock, lay it down, and say
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, all the angles that they're supposed to take pictures on, and then from above, then from above, and
Exactly.
I want to basically surprise everyone, because right now we're going to be joined by none other than
No.
Mr. David
Dave,
Robinson.
awesome sauce. What's up,
Hello,
Dave?
everybody. How you doing?
He got the hat on tonight. We chilling.
Yeah. Actually, I
Hoorah.
should have shaved my head, so I don't want y'all to see the little the hair spots on my head. So
Yeah, that's why I ain't hemmed up
around
either.
the
I
edges, my edges are not right. I have to make sure the edges are okay.
Guys are crazy with that. Oh my God. My ex-husband used to be like, look at me. You see, does it look straight? I'm like, I don't even know what I'm looking for. Don't ask me.
Yeah.
Hello, David.
How you doing? How you doing?
Light up the chat. Light up the chat for David. Show him some love, y'all.
Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Yes,
Thank you.
indeed. Welcome, David. Welcome. Welcome. So glad, out of your very, very busy schedule and all that you have to do, that you've taken time out to rejoin us again, and to share, your experiences out there in Arizona. Welcome.
Yeah, you been over there with Dinkin and stuff, getting Daniel's name out. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you for I wouldn't be able to do any of this without people like yourself. Just helping me put the word out and
My God.
after your show. I'm really happy and I'm really grateful for the opportunities. So,
More than welcome. I was so happy to see that.
yeah.
I said, Dana, beautiful. Yes. Spread that word. Spread that word.
Right.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. I'm doing good. Like I say, just keep on pushing. And I feel, I wanted to come on and a lot earlier. You can imagine how the days are. When you kind of things just run together. I lose track of what days it is. When I go to do one thing, something else comes, and I have to jump off of this project and do something else. So it's always busy. Every moment's busy, and which is a good thing. Give me the opportunity to. Like you said, keep Daniel's name out there. I think for you guys, with everything put your brainstorming and finding out some details that help out, and all of that, the whole 9 yards, everything just coming together the way it need to happen. So, but I'm doing okay. Trying to stay energetic. One thing I need to do is manage my time and get to this gym, because I found out. One of the secrets to reducing your stress levels and things like that is to work out. So that helps a lot. So looking forward to that, try to give myself a new workout regimen and actually implement it in my day. So make it one of the priorities,
You gotta do it every day or just a couple times a week?
That's right, yes.
Every day, David?
No, I'm trying to do it every day I can. I don't want to say but one day I know it's not going to be on. It's not going to be on Fridays, and it's definitely not going to be on Saturday. But the rest of the days, yes, I'm trying to push those and get some workout in, especially some cardio, things like that, because that keep your mind sharp, so you get that blood running, your heart beating really good, and that helps out a lot. Helps you
emotionally too. You're right. It definitely can relieve stress. That's true. Right. And you enjoy it too, because you like to look all buff and stuff.
That's right. Yeah, I need to build my muscles back up. I used to walk in the gym and say, "Hey, there go arms coming in here."
Arms.
I want them days to come back.
That's it. Get those endorphins released. That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's because when you're out doing what you're doing, especially. This is all is unnatural. We don't expect to be, looking for our family members at any given day, any given time of the day, because we know where they all are, whether they're at home with us or they're at their home taking care of themselves and living their lives independently, as we all raise our children to be, is independent,
That's right.
And so, looking at the kind of event or activities that you're involved in, yes, it's a whole change in dynamics in the way you live, in the way you think, and what you have to do now because you're out searching for a loved one.
That's right. And, that's a driving force too. So
yes, it is.
And since you're not working out, David, I mean, with everything that you and John just said, like, what do you do to relieve? I mean, you have to be like ready to pop.
Yeah, I have my moments, and I have had encounters where I hit my limit, and I just say by the grace of God, I
Pray
kept my
on.
mind. People out there, believe it or not, I'm a well, first of all, I'm a person that believe in God, and I believe in faith,
Mhm.
and I believe in prayer, and
Yes.
I know it's because of those things there that I kept my mind. There's a lot of people will tell you, say, just come to me, say, David, protect your mind,
Yes.
because things bombarding on you every day. It's very stressful.
Eat you
You think you're having one thing you're worrying about, then here's comes another. So it's a lot of pressure. But I'm saying is, to do something about it. Lately, I've been having a lot of people come to me, and I'm really grateful for them. They know who they are. Come out to try to get me to do some type of leisure activity. Hey, go out to a park, go hiking, do something. But I get to that point, and I'm trying to, and one of the things I guess I'm afraid to, not really afraid, but reluctant to release is time. Is because my son is out there, and
got you.
sometimes I feel like every moment counts. So of course that caused me not to get much sleep. It caused
Yeah.
me to always constantly trying to find new ways of searching for
I-
Daniel, working with you guys, Mr. Q, John Q, and you too, Miss Q Carlock, to
Cute. You just
ah,
gave me
this
the.
Q. That's right. I'm trying to get it right this time. I still messed up.
You're trying to say too much. I told you just call me Q.
All right, Q. I was trying to I was thinking in my head and say, okay, what you said. I get it right. I promise I get it right.
That's just
But
that chivalry. You want to put that miss in there, be all formal. I'm just cute. It's okay.
yeah, it's just that I'm just really
Baby.
yeah, yeah, just just like I said, just try to
Work.
be grateful for you guys just helping me out. Some I can't think of everything. Like you said, see, I'm about to say Mr. Q. You know, that's okay. Do saying like you said, nobody when you have a missing person in your family, there's no manual for that. It's an unexpected event. So
Yeah.
you'll never be prepared for something like that.
Mhm.
Unless you involved in it some type of way.
Unless you've been through it before, like one of the
Or been
wells.
through before, right? And so you don't prepare for those type of things, and they overwhelm you. They hit you at one time, and so you just have to, like I say, put your big boy pants on and go for it. Go for what you know, and
Your big boy are
yes,
big, fungus.
that's right.
I
Stay
don't
focused,
ever.
stay on charge.
I ain't lying. I don't know that I could do it. I ain't gonna get you started. I'm just saying. I think I would be just crumbled like a cookie. God help us all. But I know you find the strength because you want to find your son. And Lord knows, as I just said what I said, I'll be damned if I ever stop looking for my baby. So I'll be a crumbly
There
cookie,
you
just
go.
drag my ass around here looking, but I'll be
That's right.
crumbled.
That's
Oh,
right.
I,
Yes. Yeah.
I would
I
be
had my
a
auntie ask me the same question. David, does you think there's a time that so you would stop looking? And all I can tell her is, I know for a fact that time is not now, because I can't even see in the future for that to be at a time that I can say to myself, it's time to let it go, and time to say throw in the towel, say, hey, I did all I can do. I mean,
no.
that's something that can't enter my brain, and
Right. Right.
unless you're in that extra spot, then you can understand what I'm saying. I'm sure people can just think outside and say, "Hey, I understand that." It's no time limit. I don't have a time
No.
to be able to say that. So I'm sure, just like I wrote on Twitter, is a time where people will fade away, and the attention may fade away, or whatever the course is. Just being human nature. But I can't see it fading away for me. I can speak personally for me, and assumably his siblings and his mother, and people. Some people even like himself, they may not ever, fully just gave up on Daniel.
But you won't.
Right.
I know you
But I
won't.
know for a fact I won't. Yes.
Yeah.
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 Because
I love
you know, going on going on 8 months. You know, we've passed the 7-month mark, and you have done extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary work to be, you know, um, mm,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just taking a pause for a minute because, I'm touched in
Real
a way
talk.
because I put myself in your shoes, David,
Mm.
and I say, what would I do if it were one of mine that went missing in the way that Daniel went missing? What would I do? You
Mm-mm.
know, well, how do you think about this stuff? And you're doing it by yourself. You have family support, okay, but you're physically out there in Arizona doing
Like
this by
the
yourself
boss.
among people you have never seen before, you have never met before, you have
Mm-hmm.
no idea of who they are, the land location, where this case has brought you out in the Sonoran Desert, out there looking for Daniel because that's where his Jeep was found, and in a way to where people are strangers,
Yeah, it's all strange. The
just
whole room
strangers,
Yeah. Oh
you
yeah.
know. And
popcorn.
so, I say, from what I've seen you do, it's an amazing, absolutely amazing um, spiritual feat
Awesome.
that you're able to accomplish thus far, because most other folks maybe 2 or 3 months of looking and no results, negative reaction from other people,
Yeah.
a lot of different things. You're still trying to you're still trying to figure out which way to go, who to talk to, what phone calls to make, if you answer this email or not. Here's a text message from a stranger that may be misleading you. I mean, there's just so many variables and elements to this particular case. However, I admire your strength,
Meeting it
your
all.
courage under fire, and
Fact.
your ability to understand uh, how to look at this and take it one step at a time and pace yourself and get your game plan and your strategy and your roadmap for looking for Daniel. So I wanted to say that, it's a high compliment, especially to a United States military veteran such as yourself, who served this country honorably, and to have been put in this kind of a position by yourself when you expected those folks out there to help you. Buckeye Police Department, agencies in that area that are professionals in missing persons and things of that nature. So, I commend you, David. I truly commend you for your strength.
And I second all those emotions.
I really appreciate that. Wow. I don't know what to say, but I appreciate that. That's thank you.
You just
Yes,
doing you. You just do. I mean, this is what, God damn, a parent is supposed to do. Like it's supposed to be a
exactly.
natural instinct to go hard for your kid.
Yeah, you
Hmm.
have to. You have to. Um,
I don't understand anything else.
yeah, it can't be any other way. That's why I found since I've been doing this, this whole situation is bigger than myself, my family, Daniel, this whole thing. Of course, my goal is to find my son. Like I say, I'm gonna go hard at it. At the same time, trying to make sure that nobody else, other family, had to go through it. Also, my for instance, my logistic coordinator and I, Evan, I'm about to say Evan Smart. He get Evan Short. He's a very smart guy, so I always end up saying that. But he's we just him thinking about like the foundation. If he possibly thinking about possibly still doing the Daniel Robinson Foundation, and
Nice.
just the fact of having the roadmap that
Yeah.
building along the way. Just we just had a meeting the other day, like I said, just think about how we started this grassroots thing here, and we kind of playing it by air, saying, and we're getting better and better at it. over time. And then,
Yeah.
kind of look in the future and say, here's another family that end up going through the same thing. How do you give them a roadmap to what you've done? So far I haven't found my son, but we did find other human remains,
Right.
uh, found other answers for, different things. So,
Yeah.
and also to have the ability to get some type of now coverage, um,
Yeah.
and what
Yes.
you do to get the public's eye
And help
and that
people.
helps. So, that definitely, just being able to hopefully pass that along, to another family, which I hope I never have to. It'd be even better if, we could just squash all this missing person altogether somehow.
Yeah.
And that's be even better. But, we know that's how it is now. This country has a lot of missing people out
Yeah.
there that we never even heard of, and these families are some just stuck. They just don't know what to do. You
Yep.
know, heck, I didn't know what to do when I got here. I can't be honest. It was intimidating. I first got my first hotel room. I think about that. I said, like, I didn't know how much it even costs to live here, and Arizona is not cheap.
Right.
And I quickly learned that really quick. I was like, okay, now you're here, David. Now what? And I just know that I had to be here, and no matter what it was, whatever the consequences were, I just needed to be in that desert. That was my first initial thing to find out what happened to my son. Go out there and look for him. It's emergency to me. It's emergency. My son's out there somewhere. These guys not looking for him. He could be hurt, harmed, in pain or something. And I need to be there to find him. So that was my drive, to go out there and find my son. So what I'm saying is, a lot of families feel that way. They love one, they have that drive, but when they get to that point, like when I made it here, then you're like, okay, what I do next, So to be able to give people a little roadmap later on, hey, look, this is what I did, and hopefully it worked for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To go ahead and get some attention for your family member and things like that. What
Right.
Yeah.
you can get on the ground.
It's gonna help. That I think that's amazing. This whole conversation had just shifted into protocol and fundamentals. You know what I mean? And roadmaps, basically. And everybody needs one. So
Oh
I
yeah.
think that would be awesome if people knew, hey, this worked for me. This was successful. Of course, it can't just necessarily find the missing person, but like you said, you've gotten exposure, lots of it.
Yes.
Talking about red table talk, how did you hook up with Jada and them? How did that happen?
Well, one of the biggest things is, like I said, you're gonna lose a lot of sleep, and that's some of these people. It's hard to, sadly to say, which I understandable because they are celebrities, and you just can't get too close. And I don't blame them. Some of the things I see now with the death threats and things that goes on in the background,
Yeah,
I understand now. Some of these people, and they live these big, celebrity lives, so I can
right.
imagine what they're going through. And so, the only way to be able to get to these people is to, I had spent some sleepless nights to I hit up their friends, find different ways around, and they'll hear about it, some type of way it get to them. So I was reached out by her, by the producers of the Red Table Talk, and wanted to do the story, and I was fortunate. I was fortunate for that to happen, and it did help out a lot. It helped out a whole lot. I enjoyed this meeting Jada and her team, and but at the same time, they was there to, show love. They really showed the love, and they help out. They tried to help out any way they can, and I'm really grateful for that. To this day, I'm still grateful for what that team did. And they have a great team. They've been very, oh my God, they're just very supportive and things like that. Emotionally, check up on you and things like that. So I'm really grateful for those folks.
That was so beautiful to see. And exactly, you can help, just like you said, even if it includes sleepless nights. It's got to be on the list if that's what it takes to keep your
You have
baby
to.
name out there.
And I don't see how a person would be able to sleep because I know I can't. I still can't sleep. I'm lucky if I get 2 hours sleep. Me and Miss Q been up. I'll talk about you today. we up to what 5:30 your time, 3:30 my time. You know,
Yeah, we were definitely on the phone for about 3.5 hours, give or take, and we had a good time. We had
we
a
had a really good
very
time.
good time.
But you
Yes.
know, you had me all hyped up, and that's what I was talking about. I said, "Yeah, Mr. Q, John, you had me hyped up," and I said, "Yeah, I'm going to make this video tonight." And as soon as you got off the phone, man, I was just sitting at this computer screen, I was staring at it. I stared at it about this morning. Finally went to bed around, I think about 8:30 this morning, of course, and then you know I had to get back up because you know I was running late, so I got up around 10. But the thing is, you know, just the point I'm saying is it's hard to sleep when
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
your child is missing. You know what I'm saying? And you know, how can you live your best life? How can you move on with anything when your son is
Mm.
missing, your child is missing, or your loved one is missing? And
No,
Right.
all
you
you think
try to find
about
everything you can. You just kind of bust
what
your
can you
brain,
do?
and you know, and try to find answers and whatever you have to do. Just try to.
Mhm.
You have to be on the job. I just put it that way.
That's
Right.
it. That's all you would think about. I mean, I can't even, but I mean, I want to imagine that I wouldn't even be able to do anything else. For
That's
real.
right.
I mean, my whole conversation would be like, where do you think we should go next?
Well, you
Because
know, one thing that's got to go is put pressure on that department, you know, because
Right.
I did learn that you know if you don't put pressure on a police department, they're gonna do
yeah,
whatever is required by them by law, and that's it. That's the bare minimum. And
right.
you know, so if you want to go farther, you definitely have to do whatever you can. And the key to that a lot of times is media exposure, because that's what put the pressure. When you get people like the people
Exactly.
here in the private in the chat and yourselves that will call and send letters, Miss Q Carlock and oh, did I say Miss Q? Oh,
Yeah,
Q, whatever.
there you
I'm trying to get it
go.
right.
It's just an alphabet. Just one little alphabet.
See, I mess it up. Q,
There you
and
go.
you know, like yourself, and I promise I will get it right. I promise I'll get it right. And
Okay.
I don't know why I'm doing that. That's one of them things.
It believe it or not, most people end up calling me Q-Lock. I don't know how this happened. No, it's not a lot.
Now that's funny.
I thought it was
Um,
just LT Justice, but a few people have done it. I'm like, what's up with that? But whatever.
You're special. You're special.
That's right. That's right. We got your
There
name. You
you
know,
go.
we give a nickname. So you know that's how things go with us.
Yeah.
So, um,
Hmm.
but you know, yeah. So you know, just put that pressure on that department,
Mm,
because you know my idea um, of the department when they out trying to look for people loved ones should be, well, you know, I think if you take a camera, like I said before, and you walk into the police department, I guarantee you'll see one officer sitting at a desk, another one on a computer, something writing down, some maybe arresting somebody. But I'm saying is it's not really hype movements. And
mhm.
the reason why I say that, I think I would like to see an ideal police department looking like Chick-fil-A or something. You know, everybody moving around, running in and out the building, on
Right.
the case, trying to find what happened to people, loved ones, try to
Yeah.
solve a case of a murder or whatever the case may be. Not some little, oh, I'm on a job, I'm taking tax money, and I'm just, you know, running my time out. You know what I'm saying? So I think, you know, if you say you're gonna be a public servant, you need to be a public servant. I mean, you need, at the end of the day, you got to be so exhausted that, you know, because you've been out there working hard, trying to find people, loved ones, or solve a case, whatever case your job is. You know, you're working so hard that you're tired at the end of the day. Not going with the boys at the bar, all the officers at the officers club, and we having drinks. You know what I'm saying? But you should be so exhausted. You want to go home with your family and get some rest. Um,
Right.
I really look at some of that, and the poor, and you know, I feel reluctant all the time to keep going on and on about this police department. I wish I could just move on past Buckeye and talk about other things, but you know, it's bothersome to me when people just still don't have that urgency. You know, I was grateful, for instance, like how folks came out on the 8th. They came empty-handed, and then they wait 2 weeks later to finally come out, which I'm grateful they came out. However, it took them almost a year You know, my son went missing on June 23rd, and that well has just been searched this year in 2022. So that's what I'm saying. You know, that urgency is not there.
Right.
And you know, one example. I have some videos out there, and what I try to do is give people an idea of how we do our searches and what we're looking for. And one part of the video I was showing, like, you know, the bones, for instance, you check those bones out, you look at it, take a picture, send it up to Buckeye, and you know, they determine if it's animal or whatever. If we don't have somebody who happen to be out in search and know how to identify those things, and you know, like I said, you know, sad to say, and I don't like to be so graphic, but if somebody passed away out there, you know, it's wildlife out there. You know, it's rain out there. You know, the weather elements. You have to think about all of that stuff, and these things get scattered all over the place. You know, what I'm saying, over time, and that's the reason why it's so important when a person go missing, and especially in a situation like that where it's wooded area to a desert. They should have had the dream team out there. Officers actually doing a line search and
Yes.
looking on the ground and find something. You know, that person's not scattered all over the place when they just been missing. But over time, yes, things get scattered. You know, for different various reasons and stuff like that. So it makes it even harder to locate the remains of someone. For instance, that's what I'm saying. So the point I'm trying to make. So I think with the police officer, we need to get past this. People are grown and they can do what they want to go disappear if they want to. I did hear some little ideas, you know, that a person should, family should be able to say, hey, this, I know my loved one, something wrong, so they need to treat the case as if something happened and then work their way back to nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? And that way they can go look for this person. They find them quickly. They can talk to her, hey, you trying to get away from family? The family's where, hey, that person say, you know what? I'm done with this family. I'm blah blah blah, and then come back to the family and say, hey, look, we found them.
The hell?
Myself.
There it is.
That's it, and you know we won't have this problem. So I'm saying that's where I think you know, things should be approached in every case. Like, hey, because if you wait, and just assume. I mean, we got to change this culture where we feel like we assume this person wants to be gone. We assume they're adults and they just want to disappear. You know, we shouldn't have any kind of assumptions. The assumption should be, like the family said, something is wrong. We need to investigate this thing quickly and resolve it, and to rule out, you know, a criminal act or something else, a dangerous person, whatever the case may be, and then work back that this person, we found out this person want to be alone, and then we're gonna leave it like that.
Makes sense.
And I totally agree. You know, when you have to, you know, be the one to do their job for them, you know, it really undermines and I'm sure that they'll begin to recognize it too. It undermines what their job is supposed to be, you know. And if they don't take a quick look in the mirror to say, well, wait a minute, we got Mr. David Robinson out there looking for his son, nearly 8 months. What have we done? What have we done? You see, and that's going to be a matter of police reflection, law enforcement reflection, and other agencies above them to identify this systemic problem. And I'm calling it systemic because it's not only happening in Arizona, it's happening here in New York, it's happening in Chicago, it's happening in Tennessee, it's happening in California. We went over the map, we went over a population map concerning the missing in this country, and the numbers are staggering.
Yes.
These numbers are beginning to escalate month to month to month into years. Over the course of the last 20 years, we've seen the rise of folks going missing. And I think I gave you a statistic about 2020's numbers, and it threw me right out of my chair. I said, well, wait a minute, how in the hell in this country, in the 21st century, do we have nearly up to 500,000 missing, and nearly 40% are Black African Americans? that have been going missing. How does that happen in this country? And so, looking at those statistics, we can begin to break down case by case as to the reasons for it. And once again, we bring the original idea up as we started tonight's live. How do law enforcement interpret, okay, their cases? Who's missing, who's not? Okay. How do they interpret how to handle an investigation? And
Yeah,
this is
what
one of the
determines
reasons.
if they were
Yeah,
a
go
monk,
ahead, Ms. Q.
if they wanted to be a monk or not? What determines that?
Right, right. How does one detective in this case determine someone just up and left and went to a monastery to become a monk? You know,
How
it's
even then?
absurd. It's absurd. So when you listen, when you listen to the language and you watch the behavior, you see a systemic issue going on across this country with law enforcement. And it's time to call them out on the carpet all across the country in reference to their protocol when it comes to missing people. And I agree with you. Something definitely needs to change when it comes to missing people and their interpretations as to who they deem missing and not missing.
That's right.
I agree. I agree.
Yep, yep.
You know, and one thing I have a question too is, like you said, in 2022, for instance, 2021, with all the technology that we have, you know, just something simple as having the ability to track a person's phone without a warrant. Those things need to be done because that's one of the biggest excuses, which is a solid excuse to me, that the Buckeye Police Department used to not go search for my son. Well, we got to have a warrant. It's not a criminal case. We can't have a warrant. We can't go get cell phone pings. You know, we can't get the Uconnect data. You know, just all these excuses. And like I said, you know, which I will petition. I'm trying to find the right way to use this petition. I have over 100-some thousand signatures, and that's one of the things. I'm gonna have some. I need some backing of people, like the people in your chat everywhere, to back me up on that. And when I go to some people to try to get that changed, you know,
right?
I can use when the family need that. They should have a system where at least maybe it could be like a database where they're able to pull those cell phone pings legally, but don't use it until they find out where the person is. They can use it to just locate a person. And then once they locate a person, like I said, they can ask them, hey, this is what you want trying to do. We just look at this a welfare check and make sure you're fine.
They're missing, to hell with that, man. If they're missing, forget all this. We are so damn politically correct in this world sometimes. Like they're missing. To hell with a warrant, to hell with permission. Bust that shit open, find out where they are.
Right.
That's
you have technology right there. I mean, you have you know, from satellite imagery to, I mean, it's everywhere. You have thousands of satellites running around this earth, and you try to tell me you cannot access one of them to see what happened that day, to see where his vehicle went located. I mean, they're looking at us all the time. I'm sure they spy on us all the time. I don't know.
You know they can.
That, but you know, use that technology. Use those cell phone pings. Use the cameras. And you know, whatever, everything else. Use those bugs you be putting on people's cars and stuff. I just playing, but you know, just whatever. All the technology that's out there, they can do it. That's what I'm saying. So that part to me is ridiculous, and it always keep bothering me and my family. This whole thing of not being able to get a simple cell or not even getting phone records, and it kills me. I want to use the word kills me, but it bothers me to hear, and that's the reason I tell Mr. John Q, you know, I the names. You know, saying the thing is, what bothers me is that, no, just reading. I think they up to 4 police reports. I had the original. I had what they call a partial. Then I had a full report when they said they exhausted all the leads and that was just done. I have that one, and then they came out with a third one, and so I know they come out with things. But what I'm saying is, it hurts me when I didn't read the latest one. So sometimes you guys tell me things that's in the report. I'm like, I didn't know that, because it's not the ones I have. But you know, the thing is, the thing is, just the fact that all this time they keep saying, "Hey, look," in the report they say, "We obtained phone records with the family's help." I ain't give them a damn thing, so I don't know what they're talking about. First of all,
Right.
and excuse my expression, I didn't even sit on your.
No, that's okay. That's okay. That's
We didn't give them a thing, and
I need at least one cuss word from you every time we see you.
that's right. Say we didn't give them anything, and it bothers me when I keep telling people over and over again. The only time Buckeye ever got anything close to phone records from my family and my daughter and I is holding up our and this very phone right here, holding up the phone like this, and he's sitting across the table, and I'm strolling down the phone like that. That's obtaining phone records with the help of family. If that's police work, then that's sorry police work. This country needs to do better because they don't have no paperwork, no paper form of my son's phone record. Because if they did, they would have never put the Caitlin thing in that report without his phone record there. You know what I'm saying? To validate what she have on there. So that lets you know the shady and shoddy work they were doing is out on purpose. I don't know, or somebody's lazy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the case may be, but whatever it is, like I'm saying is it's things like that. It's things like that bothersome to me. While we're not. Because all that happens when I read these reports, especially the newest one I've been hearing about, it just makes me more angry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just to hear those things, and I know it's not facts. So that's the reason why I think overheard you when I was in back that the timeline. I'm building my own. The police have their report. Then I'm gonna have something called a family report. And when my report come out, we're gonna put those items against the Buckeye police report, and put some facts there. The timeline and everything else. On difference with mine may even include recordings to mails to whatever to validate everything that I say. So the thing is, that stuff is bothersome to me when I have to deal with that and try to refrain from looking like a police basher when I see these inconsistencies and this lazy work. I mean, it's a lot of stuff in that report that is far from the facts and the truth. You know what I'm saying? It irritates me just to see that. And then people give the police department, which they should, if they're doing right, the benefit of the doubt. But this department is obviously not doing correctly, doing their stuff right. Something's going wrong. And somebody needs to say something, which I am. And I keep constantly saying something. This is not right. It's not factual, a lot of things on there. And they need to correct themselves.
Period.
Yeah.
And ain't nothing wrong with and you're not bashing police. First of all, you are pointing out facts about a specific police department that's not doing their damn job. Period. And even if they are doing their job, they should go above and beyond. Hell, you got to do that in customer service. I know you should have to do it as a police.
And they work for us. I mean, you know what? If you know what? We got to look at ourselves as being their boss, which we are. And we should go in there demanding stuff. And like let's say, we go in there demand them to do something. And they need to get their behinds, I'm about to say another word, off their behinds and do something, because they would get fired. If there was an employee of my company, they would have been fired. You know what I'm saying? So, for that type of handling of a case, somebody would be gone. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. They're not worth the money that I'm giving them, and they need to be gone. So that's the way. The public. We there's our department. They have a uniform on. They work for us. It's our department. So we need to go in there and make somebody do something right, or whoever's responsible. So that's what I'm saying. That's stuff like that. We just need to speak up, and I do encourage families to ask questions. Do not ever just take what the police department tell you. These are people just like us. We don't know. They might not even like their job. We don't know what's going on. They're lazy, whatever case may be. Do not take a person's word for anything. You go out there and find out the facts yourself. Question them. It's okay to question the police. They work for you. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to question them. Question them, making them show you that they're doing their jobs. So that's what I'm saying. That type of thing.
Yeah, I agree. Learn the laws and then make them implement them.
That's right. And this is
Good
not
job.
beer, by the way. It's a health drink. So I am doing something healthy, doing some probiotic drinks. So I had somebody say, "You're drinking a beer on TV?" So, probiotic drink.
Rachel. Damn, the man would deserve a beer. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
There's a question inside the chat room, and this comes from adoptionscans.com. Why wouldn't the fact that the Jeep, being where it was found and in the shape that it was in, not be enough to get a court order so that the phone company can release all that information? And that's a very good question.
Yes.
That's a very good question.
Personally, I think that it would have been, but it all goes back to what we've been talking about. This is at the discretion of the officer,
right?
And then his boss. They decide when they want to go ask for a search warrant, and then the judge will decide if they want to give it or not. They never even asked for one.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
The clothes itself, outside that Jeep, 3 feet outside that Jeep, would have been enough probable cause right there, along with all of his equipment, his computer, his keys, his wallet, everything still intact at that location. Been enough probable cause for them to deem this not so much a missing persons, but a suspicious missing person or an endangered missing persons case right away because of the clothes and the items that were left there.
There's an officer that went out there on June the 23rd, and he went out there on patrol, and someone was out there in that desert and said, I spoke to the officer so-and-so. He drove off in the desert and he disappeared. I guarantee you, even without the vehicle, without the clothing on the ground, like my son's stuff found, like this thing behind me, it would have been national news, first of all. Officer missed out in the desert.
Right.
Then, God forbid, they find his vehicle, a patrol car looking like that on the ground.
Right.
Can you imagine that? It would be no, we don't see nothing.
No.
Come on. They'll be out there today still looking for this officer. So I'm sure they would have found him too, because they would do everything they can to, on day one, to find this officer. So those officers can look at themselves in the mirror and know that fact, and they can go out there and look for my son, do whatever you got to do, make it happen. Just make it like Chief Hall. It bothered me. He was on CNN and said, "Oh, I can't make up evidence. The evidence on the ground over there. I have evidence now. You gave me the evidence." So that makes me angry. They released this evidence to me. They treated evidence like it wasn't evidence. Gave it to me in evidence bags, but marked it. So they didn't want to see evidence. They came out a weekend after the vehicles found. We exhausted all our leads. We don't have an investigation. But yet they took that down off of Facebook. But I have the copy. So I'm saying, when I do my timeline, all that stuff is there. You can erase something off of social media, but it don't mean it actually disappear. So so I'm just saying, if there's an officer, I know for a fact, it's one of their children. I know this wouldn't be rolling just like this. It wouldn't be rolling like this.
Yeah. It would be different.
Exactly. Totally different. Handle the same way. They would have the cell phone pings to whatever it takes. They sure they had to, even if they felt like they had to fabricate something to try to get some answers, they would have did it, I'm sure.
They out there on off-duty time and shit with the badge, still trying to ask questions. They doing all of that.
That's right. I'm sorry. More and more I do get increasingly angry. I had an auntie try to tell me. I guess she I have my auntie following me. She said, "Hey, Dave, I seen you get a little angry there. You need to tone it down a little bit." Because I was saying some little choice words on YouTube, and I listened to that thing and said, I'm just going ahead and I'm going to go with this. It's because I am frustrated, and sometimes it's hard to try to keep your composure all the time, and you have to release. You have to release and be honest with what you really feel. And I feel a lot. Every day, every second of my day, all the time. I'm frustrated all the time, disappointed all the time. But still, saying, like I said, my love for my son just keep you going. and then people like yourselves who have my back, that keeps me going. So you know, I really appreciate all your help and everything too. So, but yeah, I have to express myself sometimes. I have to be some type of outlet, you know. I'm tired of express myself by myself in this part.
I didn't think you were
Right.
angry because I mean your
Right.
auntie, you know, she knows you, but
Yeah.
me, I'm sitting here. I'm still. You still got room with me. I'm like, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she's looking out for my interests. Of course, she you know, want me to be mindful because you know, sometimes you can get carried away with your emotions. And like I said at the beginning of this thing, it's a hard task, but God gave me the job to do. This is my son, and sometimes you have to put those emotions aside because you don't think clearly, and you know, can say some things that can come back to haunt you later. So you have to be wise in what you talk
Right.
about. So what I tend to say, when I talk against that police department, for instance, it's my opinion. I have a right to my opinions, and I'll say, hey, even though I feel like, in other words, what I really think, but you know, I'll try to throw in some kind of legal thoughts, you know, also on top of that stuff, because sometimes you do get kind of carried away with your emotions, and I think
Yeah.
anybody can understand that. If you have a missing loved one and you don't have answers, you know, it's a difference if you know something what happened to your person, but you don't have any answers every day.
Yeah.
And then you go out in this deserts and you're searching and you come back empty handed, and it's like, you know, like starting back over. Every time you go out search, it's like the first day, you know, you
Right.
look, you
Right.
know,
Right.
it's hard, it's tough, very tough.
Especially when you got, I mean, no Daniel, and then you got his car here, and I mean,
Right.
that's why you have a city search and a desert search because
That's
we
right.
really don't know.
No, don't know exactly. Right. So
Right.
you have
We
to
have
cover
a
all your
comment.
bases.
We have a comment from Carlock, addressed to Miss Q.
Caplock, is that
Maybe we
Caplock?
can.
Oh, somebody said Miss Q.
Yeah,
Oh.
it says
Yes,
Caplock.
they do call me Miss in the chat. Look at him.
So, yeah, it says maybe we can reach out to Kendall Ray. She does an amazing job helping victims' families bring awareness to their fundraisers for law changes. Kendall Ray.
Kendall Ray.
And
Sure, why not?
we'll definitely, we appreciate that information. We'll look into that.
Caplock looks like
Uh,
Kara. Kara, is that you, Kara? Did you change your name? Because that picture looks like Kara, but maybe not. But yeah, let's do it.
yeah.
Come on. Y'all know these
Thank you
people
for
do.
that.
Thank you,
At
Sonny.
Thank you.
share the video, at them, holler at them, email us. Let's do it. We want to network.
Yeah.
We want to help him spread the word. That's the
Yeah.
point.
So now,
Kara, okay.
by a
Kara.
lot of what you were able to share with us, Mr. Robinson, that puts you in a very different position where, you know, this particular case is supposed to be handled by law enforcement, the ones we give our trust to, the ones that's supposed to do the job. Now, on the flip side of that, since we're finding out that they're not covering and doing what they're supposed to do, that puts you now in a dual position. One, you're looking for Daniel, and two, you are the one that now has to investigate this case.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
share a little bit of that experience with us, because it's a duality here now on your part to conduct these searches for Daniel, coordinate these searches for Daniel, and at the same time too now investigate this case concerning Daniel going missing.
That's right. You know, just like you said, you know, you out there. I hit brick walls. You know, saying first, you know,
Right.
you relying on the police department to do their job. You know, everybody knowing my circumstances, the reason why I came here quicker. I mean, I was gonna come up here regardless. My son is missing,
Yeah.
so I'm regardless. I was gonna be here. Buckeye could have started a search at the beginning. I still would have been here. But what I'm saying is, on the circumstances, they haven't, and that pushed me to move even faster. You know, Most people would have probably got on a plane. I got in the car and I drove. So the thing is, the searches was there. Like I said, for me, was the rescue mission. That's the one that I can go by. So my son drove off in that desert, and we didn't know where he went. So it was a rescue mission to find out where he was located. And then almost 30 days later, the vehicle showed up. That just put another dynamic into the situation. Still really trying to rely on the Buckeye Police Department to do what they need to do. Vehicle show up, and then, like I said, over time, you start getting angry for one thing, and then you start not looking not only that they haven't go look for your son, but haven't even done forensics work on the scene. You have all your items there, everything here, I have possession of, and so they had so much as in asked for those things. They had got a accident reconstructionist who have never even seen my son's vehicle, not left even put his hand on it, with a pair of gloves, because he never seen it, never, but yet was able to make a report that goes inside of a police report. And so we're seeing all that kind of stuff like that. It's like the first time. They didn't physically go look for my son like they should on day one, and so they haven't physically did any forensic work on that vehicle or no clothing or anything. So what is it left for me to do? My son is out there somewhere. I don't know if he's in the desert or he's out somewhere else. Nobody's looking for him that way. So yeah, I have to take everything into consideration. People ask me, say, "Well, why are you in the desert?" Because that's the last place we know where Daniel was located. And then because of the circumstances, so many theories out there. You have to, because you don't have answers. You have to consider everything, literally.
Yeah.
Common sense to me, this is strange. This is like criminal to me as a parent. But you have to still put all your options out there, because with me as a father and my family, we always gonna have that hope that Daniel's alive and well out there somewhere even to this day. So being that we don't know what happened, it do give you hope that he may be out there. So yes, we have the city searches. That's what that's for. But then the investigative part come in, because you have to have answers. The only way that you're going to find out what happened the day he went missing and when his vehicle was found is you got to go look for those answers. And how do you go find those answers? You look at everything that Buckeye have done, the police department that's sworn in to serve and protect, who's collecting the paycheck to investigate and not doing it, who has getting a paycheck, drawing a paycheck to do forensics work and haven't done it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, who cares about some fingerprinting that was done days after the vehicle was found, only because I requested it? I bet you they didn't put that in the report, say the father requested. I don't know. I didn't see the latest one, so they probably have. I don't know.
I haven't seen that yet.
But I requested that. You know what I'm saying? Because they probably weren't going to even do it if I didn't request, because I was taking that vehicle out of there. But the bottom line is, that's the kind of things you think about when you're sitting in an apartment like this, and you look at these walls and trying to find out answers, what happened to your child. And so, of course, the next logical thing, like you, Mr. Q, know that, with your help too, you guys, I really appreciate the things you do in the background. You look at these things, you start investigating, you look at these phones, I look at the phone record. Buckeye haven't done it. I'm looking at it. You go and try to, you go put these letters out. I went to Google, was able to get Google to download all the stuff back to these phones. I know what my son was doing those days now. So certain little things, you go work on it, and you put your investigative hat on. You got to say, hey, look, just like I said, you got to put your feelings aside and start putting the investigative hat on and go look for these answers. You're not getting it from the department that's sworn to do it. Sometimes you have to do things for yourself. Those sit there and wait on people who's obviously not concerned or don't have the ability or whatever the case may be to do something for you. So yes, that's one of the reasons why it's not only even following leads. You get leads and you have to get in your car. And I mean, I've been to places and they never fan out. You know what I'm saying? But I had one guy told me, I'm 120% this is your son. Things like don't turn out. But you know, I mean, of course, you got to go check it out. You can't say, well, the man, if he sounds that is convinced and sure of himself, you got to go check it out. So
right.
it's more just going out in the desert every Saturday. I mean, just because
Yeah.
people don't hear it, they'll hear it on the and I don't talk about it, but it's more to look for your son or your loved one than just walking out in the desert, looking on the ground and going out and passing out flyers in the streets. Sometimes you have to do like I do. I'm really reluctant to say this, but sometimes I have to travel alone and do things at risk just to get answers. So, and I'm not gonna say those
Right.
risks because that'll kind of pique my what I do because you know I do have people that mean me no good out there. So you know, so I have to be careful. But you know, it's just that you know, sometimes you have to put yourself at those type of risks to make sure that you get these answers that you're looking for.
Yeah, because what if I
Right.
don't go this one time type thing?
Right. Right.
Damn.
And so being
Damn.
put in that position and having to coordinate and cover search activities, and you do that over the weekends, you know, you get everything set for Friday to do a full day Saturday from sunup to sunset, and then conducting your own independent work, investigation, if you will, to find out those answers that still have questions on the table today,
That's right.
pertaining to Daniel's Jeep, pertaining to Daniel's clothes, the items that were left at the location. Somewhere down the road, and I'm sure that, I'm going to hit the nail on the head, all of this is costing, I would feel.
That's right.
And so looking at it that way, I mean, is it putting a strain on the case as you see it in terms of the cost that are involved in trying to cover both these aspects of this case right now?
Yeah, it's a lot of that. I think that with I thank God for the GoFundMe because I think that sometimes people will look at the amount and I'm saying this for a reason, and would probably think that the money is just sitting there. Utilizing the money every week. Going out there for I'm losing track. I think like 25 weeks now. Out there searching, and it is costly. My logistics coordinator and I, we're discussing ways to save money, and that's mean cutting back on things. I even suggested that we may have to postpone the searches, and that's only because like I said, it comes to a point where I'm doing the desert searches, the city searches, all this costs. From getting flyers to gas to whatever the case may be, everything costs because you're always constantly moving and constantly doing things and going and everything. So it adds up. Just even living here in this place here, this one little bedroom apartment, it's costly. And so you have to kind of budget and you have to look ahead, where you are at this point. So for me, I look at it as a stand. I'm gonna be out here, it come to a head where I say I'm gonna be here for my son, and I'm trying to do everything I can. But like I said, you have to have the monetary things just to get the search run. So yeah, I'm thinking about cutting that short, just because we have other things that need to be done in this case. It can't be all just about the desert. Can't be all just about city searches. We have one thing that's sitting right here that have never been touched yet. And it's sitting right there on this picture behind me. That's the forensics work. It wasn't done at the scene. Buckeye had done. I don't care about no fingerprint, what they don't put in their report. I don't even know what happened with the fingerprint, and they didn't tell me nothing. And so if, like I told them this at the search that came out. If I didn't see it happen, it didn't happen. Because I don't see anything in that vehicle when I go visit it that would even suggest that they use anything to do fingerprinting. I don't see I don't know, use some type of powder or something. I don't know.
I would think so, all over that vehicle.
Yeah. So those things have to be done. Those are things that definitely have to be done. There's a time limit out in the desert. We have an investigation. There's some things I know that it's very plausible. But to tie those things in together, we need the forensics work. You know what I'm saying? We need to find out about this vehicle. We need to find out about some things about the clothing. I had to still go through Daniel's computer to find out what he was doing on his personal computer. I had to have forensics work on that. And you know, those things are costly. You know, it's very
That's
costly.
costly.
And so, like I
You
said,
shouldn't have to be
Right.
paying for it
right.
because they
And we
could
have
have
to
done it.
so
If they would turn it into a criminal investigation,
right.
our tax dollars can now pay for that.
You have the resources there, you know, so they don't want to put the resources there to help. I have to go find resources myself, and that's what you know, we're doing now, trying to get the resources together. Hopefully, try to get some more funding, and try to
Yeah.
get some sponsorship. Do something. I even
Right.
think about you know, even trying to grow a YouTube channel to bring in some type
Yeah.
of funding. So things like that, you know. I'm not a person that know about YouTube channels. And it was suggested to me and say, hey, look, some things you can do to bring in the revenue that you need to get this forensic work done and to keep your searches going. Just keep all the aspects of to find my son. Do everything I
Yeah.
can to find Daniel, and that's what I intend to do. I really
That's the
intend.
difference. That's what you're doing with it. So it's all wholesome, and you got to do it. You got to do it because you got to have the money. It's just
That's
what
right.
it is. You know what I mean? That people hate to hear it, but it's like it takes money. Y'all know it takes money to get anything done,
That's right.
especially when you're by yourself.
Yes.
Right. Do we know when construction is going to be starting out there, or has it already started in some locations in and around the area? Because we do know that there is an upcoming community development project that's been designated there in the Sonoran Desert to be converted into family homes, rental housing, rental properties, commercial businesses, things of that nature. Have
Right.
they started doing any groundbreaking or any kind of construction in the area?
Well, you know, first of all, I want to apologize for jumping off the camera. I didn't want to happen what happened before when I was making the video. The computer just cut off. I had an alert just now say, "Hey, you know, your computer about to cut off." Right? Then plug it
Oh,
up.
I know. I heard a little ding, and I said, "What's that little bell?"
That was a warning bell. So, yeah, they started already. You know, there was some word that they was going to do the groundbreaking last month. Now this is February. Only thing I've seen so far out there, you know, sometimes we're surprised. Like I wouldn't be surprised I go out there Saturday and they have done something throughout the week. But as a stand that I know from last Saturday, they only dug in a new well, and they still continually to dig in this well. So I'm sure they're going so deep in the earth right now, and they still tapping into that water, whatever the. I'm sure that's what part of my son's job was to test that groundwater that goes through there and
Right.
the area, and make sure it's drinkable, you know, for human life. And
Yeah.
so they are doing that as it, excuse me, as in the actual groundbreaking for the community. I haven't seen that last Saturday. Like I said, you may ask me that after this weekend. I'll say, hey man, they move quickly. I'll just put it that
Yeah.
way. For instance, like the well site where my sons were last seen, it was more closed in, a lot of brush and bushes and things like that out there, for lack of words, really close. But now they clear the area out. You can come in and go out there one side is one way, and then come back, the whole area was cleared. You know. Just that quickly. So they do a lot of things fast. So I haven't been out there this week. I was intended to go out there in that area this week. I had to check out a different location, you know, for some possible searching. And but you know, I said if I went out there this week to that area, I've probably been sure that something new has happened out there. So I'm not sure yet until I'll get out there Saturday.
Oh Lord.
But I can tell you that the builders have been, you know, they help for this week. I have some people coming out to search that well again, and you know, I asked Buckeye to come do it, and I'm not going to say anything critical right now. I'm just going to just say that it needs to be searched again. And
Yeah, enough right there. Really?
right, I have some people who actually have cameras that actually go in the water. And I'm gonna leave it like that and let you figure out the rest. They actually go
Right.
in the water and look in the water, not the surface of the water. So there's going to be some camera footage that goes in the water to inspect that well. And with the owners of those wells, they quickly came out and say, "Hey, leave our wells alone," pretty much. But we was able to work out a deal with them, make sure the guys that have is be insured. I'm insured, and I get it because I probably did the same thing business wise. Hey, this is liability thing, and make sure you guys, So under that deal we have right now, so I have this week right here is the last time I can actually search this well, both wells, and so like I said, this weekend I'll be out there, searching that well again. But I have to do it with, like I say, these cameras that will be submergible underwater to see down in that well. I don't know how deep the water is in the well itself.
Yeah.
I know that the ones I use go at least about 1,200 feet down, and the cameras I'm planning to use there. So we would get something. I think Buckeye, their cameras only went 800 feet, I think, and that's just the surface of the water. And
Wow.
so, I need something in that water. Say after anybody knows little science, after so length of time, things sink, and I'll just put it that way. So I wouldn't be so graphic, but things sink, and after certain things dissolve itself. So the thing is, that's sad. It's a really sad thing where I hope no family have to do this job that we find ourselves doing as volunteers.
Yeah.
He probably knows I try to avoid the word I. I don't like to say I this, I that, because it's
Right.
not an I thing. It's I couldn't do anything without people helping. So I couldn't
Right.
do anything without the volunteers coming out to help me every weekend, and I can't do anything without people offering help and things like that. So it's not an I thing; it's our thing. So kind of
For
approaching it
sure.
that way. Yes.
For sure. For sure.
I wanted to share with you tonight, David, as well as our audience and Miss Q, the sector
Mhm.
map that we've been working on in regards to Daniel's car location,
Okay.
Right.
which is right here in sector 1739. I know that you are looking into areas now which go outside of this particular location,
That's right.
which is now leading you into
Private property.
federal land,
That's right.
right? And I
Mm.
think you guys had went south into 1638
That's correct.
into this area. And in this area, let me just show this real quick. You know how I am. I start doing my little,
Do your
just bring it up
thizzle.
so everyone can see exactly what this is. Okay, I'll have it in a second. Okay, which is come on, John, come on.
Come on,
Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right, which is down here
Right.
in this particular area. Come on, show it, show it, show it.
That's
It was
correct.
that.
Yeah, it was there for a second.
Let's see if I can just remove this here for a second. Yeah. Trying to get it to work here.
I was looking at a person name. I said it's Oklahoma.
Giving me
I
a
said, be right back and need water. I just read that. I was tickled about that.
Oklahoma. That's
Yeah.
our. That's
okay. Be right back. Need water. I hear you.
Yeah.
Now, this is the corral and water tank area, which is south of where Daniel's vehicle was found. This is about
Right.
3/4 of a mile to about a mile south of where Daniel's vehicle is. And this is the area you recently had a drone uh, in this particular area doing a line search. I think this was
That's
just
right.
recently over the weekend, correct?
On the weekend. That's right.
Okay.
Last Saturday.
All right. And in this area, right. And in this area, you also found a horizontal mine, if I'm not mistaken,
That's right.
with one of the drones. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
That
well,
is adjacent. Hmm.
yeah, I just want to correct one thing though. That mine, we searched that mine well into the summer. That was we searched that mine in July last year. But like I said, that area where you're pointing out, we never did a line search. So what we was using at the time was UTVs, and just I so happened to run into that mine back then in July. We since then had at that time had some rangers come out to our search and you know had them help clear. I went in there, tried to go in there myself with the help of my then search coordinator. We kind of went halfway in. Of course, we were worried about the mountain lion because we knew the mountain lion lived in that area. We didn't want them jumping out on us, but those guys had special equipment or training, they say, and they went in themselves and cleared it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Because when I knew that you were down here in this particular area, I said you were getting into an area which it's just based upon my investigation and what I was able to cover. You're getting into an area where I feel there was a lot of activity in this area. You've got people in this area. You've got a
That's
have livestock. You've got a water tank that needs replenishing. So it tells
Mm.
me that people have to be in this area in order to maintain this particular plot of land, especially when you have a corral and you're dealing with livestock.
that's right.
Okay. So with that said, okay,
All
so
right.
with that, let me get
So
the other
scary.
area here.
Mountain lion.
And
What does
let
that
me
taste
bring
like,
us
Jaden?
back to the location
It's a
map.
quiet taste. It's not that it's not sweet and things. Turmeric and ginger.
Oh my God. Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Ooh.
so it's a quiet
Like
taste. But you know it's healthy for you. You drink it just
yeah,
because.
for real. Both of those are great for you.
Yes,
Turmeric and ginger. Yeah. Oh, imagine that drink. Yeah.
they have live cultures in there also. Probiotics.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Keep that
There you
immune
go.
system strong.
Yeah, you got to get it in
So,
and stay hydrated too.
so, so these areas that are highlighted in brown is the areas that definitely are areas of desired search, correct?
That's right. That's right.
Okay. And that's the area you're currently moving in at this point in
We are.
time. Okay, good, good.
That's right.
All right. Now, in the last updated video that you just did this weekend, you went into an area, I believe that it was federal property, where you found a well that was about near 1,200 feet deep that had a tire over the cover of it.
Yeah, and that was very strange. Whatever it is, yeah, it's something to keep. Um, I was trying to get somebody to look at it, but it's so big and it has a big space, so you can't look. But we didn't have the proper flashlights and light or whatever, so we're going back to check that out also.
Right. Okay. And this particular area, I'm just going to modify this a little bit. This particular area from Daniel's car in that well area is about in this sector here. And it's not too far. You're about a quarter of a mile is where that well is. Is that correct?
That's right, give or take.
Okay. Okay, give or take about a quarter of a mile. So 3/4 of a mile more, you'll be in that area where the lion's den
Right.
has been has been reported as being the lion's den, which is about a mile, close to a mile away from Daniel's car, Daniel's
On the
Jeep.
other side of the Hassayampa River, yes, on the other side, right.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And that's this. Let me see if I can do it this
You
way.
can see it right there, yeah.
Yeah. This white
line right
line here is this wash area. Yeah.
That's right.
Hassayampa. I'm beginning to learn how to say that word. Hassayampa.
Same year. It took me all summer to learn that word. It's almost equal to me how to just say Q instead of Miss Q Carlock, you know.
Yeah, so it took me about a good 5 minutes to keep saying it.
Hassayampa?
Renegade was with me. Yeah,
Hassayampa.
Hassayampa. I mean, looking at it, you're looking at like chop suey, but it doesn't
right,
say chop suey. It says Hassayampa. You know.
Yeah, it's a little easier.
So,
it's easier than it looks, right?
That is stuff. They do that a lot. Yeah.
So in this particular region, let me just come back to where we are and bring it up, because I was looking at it and I said, okay, we've got what we're looking at pertaining to the area that I was very concerned about. And that is this particular area right here. I'm bringing it up right now on Google Maps. Let me know when you can see it.
We see it.
Yep. Okay. All right. So this is the quarry area, and Daniel's car, just so everyone has a reference point, Daniel's was found right outside this quarry, not far off the road into a ravine. Given the height, give about 15 to 20 feet deep.
That's right.
Okay, and this is off of a side road around the quarry area that takes us south. And the southern part of this area that we now begin to recognize is this corral area that we just got finished pointing out to. That you had a drone cover this area. You're beginning a line walk search in this particular area. And then knowing your location here, we went about a quarter of a mile on this route from the corral down here to about here, maybe. Is this where you found that that well in this particular area with that tire that was over on top of the well itself?
That's plausible, but I can't fully confirm that just yet. But yeah, that's plausible. Yes, it looks about right, but
okay,
I can't totally confirm it. Right.
With a tire on
right,
it.
okay.
All right,
but
already?
it's in.
Oh yes, tire on it. big giant tractor tire, bigger than it's big. I'll just put it that way. I didn't know they could make tires that big.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that tire and I said, there's something wrong here. Number one, it's broken the cover to a point, and I guess it's from the weight of it is just so tremendous that it broke all that wood, which was part of the cover overlay. And then you were able to, to yell into there and find it hollow, because you heard your own echo.
Right.
Wow. Interesting.
And then,
but you said you did get some a drone or something down there, or no?
Well, we didn't have the type of drones. Really don't go down in small areas like that, but we can have a camera go down and some lighting. Yeah, so that's what we're working on. When I go back out there this Saturday, my goal is to take a pipe camera down, just like you do in the other wells that I'm doing. The one Daniel's last seen and the one north of that, and try to look down in the water itself. I don't know if that well has water in it. That's one thing. I'm sure it does, but I wouldn't know until we actually put a camera down in there.
Right. Better make sure it's waterproof just in case.
Yes, it is. Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
That could be ugly.
definitely.
Yes.
So going northwest, or let's just go west, we cross this see, I'm doing it again. Hassayapa.
Hacienda. Damn,
Hassayapa.
damn, I learned it in a night. Come on, fellas, come on.
Oh, I mean, we're only talking English, right? Hassayapa. Okay.
But though I've never seen the word, so that makes it easier to learn. Did you know that?
Yeah.
That's right.
So my brain never, you know what I mean? My brain never
Exactly.
tried to figure it out. I just heard what y'all said and remembered it versus trying to read it. So Hacienda, continue.
Phonetically.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So this is the region here that has the Lion's Den, which is a mile away southwest. Remember, Daniel's car is up here in this nook outside the quarry area, over the Hassayapa River wash area in this region here. And this is the region that you are definitely going in that direction to search because of the wildlife that's there, correct?
That's correct. And also because the guy that we once thought was a federal agent had witnessed that Daniel was, well, he claimed that he seen Daniel on that side first of the river. So, and then the different locations south of that in that same river bank or whatever. So, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, that's some of the reasons why we found out. Right.
Oh God, I got catching up to do. Once thought, the one that was shooting.
Wow.
Right, the one that was target practice with his children. I did talk to Buckeye Police Department about the gentleman. They say themselves they check his story out and they have no reason to believe that he was lying. So I'll leave it that way.
But he's not an officer.
No, he's denied that he ever said it. But of course.
Oh my God! See, you tell one lie, I can't trust.
Catch up, right? To catch up with you, right?
Yeah, nah, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So this region here, according to Google Maps, this is about 1,000 feet in length. This
it's very tall
road, or 1,000. Yeah. It definitely looks like it's climbing.
Yeah, I climbed up that thing, and it's it's rocky. I just put out there really rocky.
I'm sorry, y'all. Oklahoma is trying to
Now this is where you would have.
She's killing me right now. She's killing me. I can't look at the chat.
Yeah, that's all the way wrong.
That's what I was thinking, but I don't know. I've never seen the all the way wrong. I should have looked at it.
Okay,
you see the last
knock it off.
Appa
yeah.
Right, John. Appa Shopper. All the way wrong. I'm sorry, John.
That's okay.
I can't even type in the chat. I'm still trying to figure. I think you guys told me about how to do it last time. I'd like
we told you to open up a separate YouTube tab and then sign in and just come in like that.
Okay, I'll do that next time because last time I tried to do it while we on here and I got booted out some kind of way. So, but I definitely want to be able to correspond with the chat. So I'll try that next time.
Okay.
So what vehicles, if any, would you need in terms of equipment and vehicles to navigate this particular area here? ATVs, razor tracks?
Yeah, you definitely need
What's
an
a better,
ATV or UTV. Right, you can use ATV, UTV, or quads because anything shorter than that, you'd be in for hurting. Like I said, it's very rocky, and you probably can see some of the road that goes around it. You may be the UTVs, they're the best vehicles, and the ATVs or UTVs, and even the quads are the best vehicle to get close to going up in that area. But at the point, you got to get off of the vehicle and get up on foot, because you're not going to get the vehicle up there. So it's a level, I guess what you call a respite type deal. Then you park your vehicles. You have to get out. I recommend taking a rifle with you, but you get out and then you do things on foot. That's what we did the last time when I went up there to search the area. I still haven't found the lion den. I'm still looking for it, and like I said, I'm looking forward to Saturday to go back up there again to find it.
So is it a mythological lion's den possibly, or is it definitely there?
Well, reason why I say I want to go look at this thing, because first of all, I first started my searches. We got the map implemented into the website. Of course, we made those grids that you see, those numbers. And one thing that was scratched out that was really puzzling to me at the time, my search coordinator, he didn't relay that to me, but this is an area that Buckeye said, hey, don't go. Here, there's a mountain lion, and we cleared it. We went to the den and we cleared this den, right? It was always this thing about that do not go there for the volunteers. But of course, they tell me not to go. I'm going, and so that's what caused us to go up there. But like I said, I've been around it. I've seen some areas where it looked like something dig into spacing, but it's so small I couldn't see it being a mountain lion, getting in there, or anybody can get up in this. Space is all about that wide, spacing. I'm sure some type of animal in there, but it would definitely be a mountain lion. And so like I said, it does need to be searched like really heavily. I've been up there looking for some den, never saw it. So I'm not saying it's not there, but it makes me question about the whole thing. Why not? We shouldn't have gone up there, according to Buckeye. And I haven't seen the den yet. I'm still looking for it.
Okay. Okay. Good. Thank you,
I'm going to go inside that den and check it out, because God forbid this creature did do something to my son, drag him away, whatever the case may be. We will find something in that den. Like I was putting on a video out there last Saturday. When we find bones, that we know that when we found them, they usually be under a tree or in a ravine or something, but in the tree area in the shade, because animals drag something and have their meal up on the cool shade or whatever, safety. And so that's the kind of thing we'll think we need to find this so-called animal den and make sure there's nothing in there.
Right.
Right.
And first, I'm with you. Let me find the den first of all.
Right.
Let me just see. I don't have to just necessarily run up on a mountain lion, but let me just see that it exists, because otherwise, you guys try to deter me from this area for what?
Yes, and that's exactly what caused me to want to go. Don't go. What you mean, don't go? My son is missing. An animal. What animal? I don't care if he's what's called a lion?
Sasquatch.
It don't matter. It don't even matter.
It don't matter. That's why I carry a rifle. I know supposedly this mountain lion is supposed to be tagged, and he's very aggressive. What they say, game and fish know about him, and he's has a wide range. So he's there sometimes he's not in the area. So I know he's in the area recently, because I was up there in there Buckeye last weekend, and also one day in the weekday, and I saw his tracks near first of all the well site where Daniel went missing, and also near that corral area. So it's a different area. So the mountain lion is roaming around there, but I haven't personally seen him. My logistics coordinator have ran into him before, so he's out there. So it is a mountain lion out there. Maybe a few of them, a couple of them, I don't know, but at least one. And so we do be careful when we go out there. Just kind of stay as a team. Don't go out there by yourself.
Oh wow. Well, they've been getting over into a couple of the neighborhoods actually out here in Nevada, at least twice this past month.
Oh
A
wow.
couple of them, I saw it on the news that they got into somebody's yard or whatnot.
Oh wow. Yes, that's
Yeah.
oh, as in for the trail cams, I see Lee and Ferguson.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, we there's a lot of them out there. When I was told from guys who do a lot of camping and things out there, um, they they hard to find. I'll just put that way. They're very hidden very well. That's game and fish, especially on the BLM lands, tracking those animals, I guess. And I do have a device donated to me by one of the volunteers, and I'm grateful. But I'm really ready to put that to use to see if I can locate some of these trail cams and whoever the owners are. I'm sure it's BLM and Bureau of Land Management, and see if I can get some type of footage and things like that. And
Yes.
some of these people are hard to get in contact with. You put letters out, calls, you don't get answer back. Like for instance, the electric company or the company that owns that grid, the electrical grid, which is stunning to me. For that to be an infrastructure, they don't have cameras. Somebody take that infrastructure out, a lot of people in that area would not have electricity. So
Yeah.
it kind of stuns me that they're able to have an infrastructure without cameras. So I still really feel that somebody's not being fully. There you go. That's fully 100% truthful about that place there.
That's
Um,
it.
it should.
Okay.
If I take that
They,
out,
they said they have no cameras here.
that's what I was told. And I
Wow.
go out there and I try to look, and I haven't located any so far. But I'm still looking at times. Sometimes I go past and still see if I ever miss something.
It's got to have some type of security. I mean, there's definitely cameras you can't see. So they've
Yeah,
got to have
sure.
some. I bet if I go vandalize that shit tonight, they'll know who I am tomorrow.
But they would, I guarantee you. Yes. You take some spray paint on there, say David was here. Yeah, yeah.
Come on now.
So,
There's no way. You just leave that out there in the vast open,
yeah,
unsecured. No way. Somebody's lying.
that's right.
Nice picture, John.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
We're getting our research done, and
Oh, I know. Y'all all over it.
I do have some good news for you, Mr. Robinson.
No problem.
Robinson.
Yes.
Remember the text message you sent me early this morning in regards to
Yes,
a conversation?
that's
Yeah,
right. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, we got it. We got it.
Oh, great. That's good.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So
Awesome.
we're collecting the information now, and
Okay.
once we got it together, I'm going to send it to you, and you will have exactly what you're looking for in terms of specific locations.
That's right. And so that's what I'm talking about right there. Just the sheer fact that you guys are working, what I'm saying, in the background and doing what you do to help
Yeah.
out. That means a lot to me, what I'm saying, because you're coming up with answers that I need. And like I said, this not a one person thing as a team, and I really appreciate you guys.
They digging deep. John
Yeah.
stole one of my moderators away. I don't even see Randy no more. I just no, I'm just messing with you.
I know,
Really
I know,
good.
but when we have good people, such as the ones that not only support your channel, Miss Q, but
Well,
those same folks who run with you, they run with me and
yes,
support
it's
my
all
channel. Oh yeah, and
yes.
we're able to make a positive difference in cases like this, and
Yes.
that's one of the most important things that I wanted to do on my channel. When I found your channel, I said, wow, she's making a difference. Look at all the exposure that she's giving to all of these different stories, whether they be missing persons, whether they be a filicide case, whether it be um, a domestic violence case or anything. you can find almost a library on Miss Q's channel because she covers so much. And I love the work that she does because it informs me as to the trend that we both see in these cases developing over time. And they're happening more and more rapidly as we speak. You know, so for Miss Q to get a nap and call it maybe 2 or 3 hours, oh my God, you know, it's like, could be because she's always constantly putting out case information. Whereas, you know, what I do is I'll pick up one case and tear it apart only because I see that law enforcement has not done what they're supposed to do in terms of due diligence and using the proper protocols and chain of custody items, you know, because everything in their line of work, and we talked about it tonight, is documentation, documentation, documentation.
That's right.
And when you don't see that coming out of a case, something's wrong.
Exactly.
Yes.
And it's not just that police report. That's all you ever hear about. But it's not that. There's a lot more to it than that. They should have been recording in so many different ways.
And you know, and one thing you need to also point out that you need to have transparency to the family. You know, I understand if you really have an investigation going on, some things you still can't even share with the parents. I mean, the family. But at the same time, you should have a great communication with the family. There should never be, no matter how passionate I feel, I'm out here looking for my son. I'm doing a lot more than they're doing. So of course I'm passionate about it. He's my son. But I think, you know, even with that, you know, that department, any department, should be really working with the family, not shutting down. You know what I'm saying? Not shutting down. I shouldn't have to leave a message that never goes returned. You know what I'm saying? And to the point where I say, you know what, just forget it. I'm not calling them anymore, just to not have my calls returned. You know, I hear from them whenever they want to tell me something or they need some information from me or something. But other than that, you know, they need to also have that relationship with the family, no matter what. You know, try to find a way to make it happen.
I mean, they all need to implement a, you know, just like they have the criminal department, they got the sex, what is it, SVU. They need a missing department. They need a department that focuses on that every day, all day. They're trained in empathy and being able to communicate and all these things that you're talking about, like a liaison between the cops and the families, but they're still cops and detectives and investigators.
You know, especially states like Arizona, New York, too. I think some of these states that have, well, all states actually, but especially the ones that have high population of missing persons. Yeah, that should definitely be money set aside. So they have the you know, just like I see in New York where they have these right down the road. You see these I don't even know what to call them, but they have big tons of salt just waiting for the winter. You know, they ain't waiting till the winter come. They prepare for that. So these states should be prepared for. These states that have missing people should have these equipment to be ready. As soon as somebody's report missing, they be able to logistically get out there and search for these people. And like you said, have that money set aside and open a department into the department to be able to do that. So yeah, you're right, definitely.
Right, a team on call, all of that.
That's right.
And and a playbook.
That's right.
That's what
they need one. They can come ask me. I'll give them one.
That's what I'm saying. Right here. Now you
hear me. There you go.
Make it happen.
I know that you know you promised us actually me, because Miss Q didn't know you were going to be joining us tonight.
I had
It was a pleasant surprise. It was a very pleasant surprise to her.
I was surprised. I'm happy to see her here.
It's one place you're gonna find me every week. Yeah. Otherwise, you never know where Miss Q be hiding at. But
yeah, they're gonna be coming to beat me up. What'd you do to her, John? What did you do to Miss Q? What'd you do? I didn't do nothing. I just tried to share some whipped cream and
That'll
Maybe
do
that
it.
cream again.
That'll do
Talk
it.
today with that whipped cream. I told her we gonna be live from New York. Ain't gonna be no cute where we gonna be sitting over there together.
That's it. That's it. But I know that you've got
It's so
some
good
work
to
to
see you
do,
smile, baby. Always.
and you've got some things that you want to take care of, and I totally get that. And I know we're at a turning point. I believe.
That's right.
If we can get that lion's den covered, if you can cover those terrains, and once you get the information I'm going to send you and get this information on the table, I think we'll be at a turning point in this case. I really do.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm
yeah,
feeling it.
we
I'm
definitely need
feeling
this
it.
forensics done. So get this forensics done. That would also put some answers there, and also, like I say, getting this forensics done, evidence will shine a bit light on that department. And say, hey, this family had to go get their own forensics. So
That's
the whole thing is,
crazy.
just like I say, all that put together, and I'm grateful. Like I'm saying, you guys was able to take that information and do something with it. And bring something out of it. I'm looking forward to hearing what it is. And behind the scenes, I definitely would look forward to talking with you.
Look at
Yeah,
y'all. Y'all
great.
made me feel it. And I want to know right after y'all get done talking.
That's right. Yeah. We'll chop it up now later tonight. I'm
Somebody
sure.
call
Yeah,
me. Somebody call me.
That's right.
but
Yeah, hey, this is
with
what I want to say about those forensics. Keep your receipts, of course, because they're gonna owe you a refund, in my opinion. It's
Oh
like
yeah.
one hell of a lawsuit going on when this is
Well,
all resolved. Because this hasn't been handled properly, and I think the city is gonna end up having to pay for it if they don't hurry up and get it together.
yeah. It's one thing of the resources they do have. Like I said, if you got money you can spend on uh, accident reconstructionist when you already have the answers to what happened to the vehicle, and you
Right.
so prideful, and you don't have you getting the accident reconstruction you have never even seen the
Fraudulent.
vehicle. Yes,
Yeah.
and can make a opinion report on it, and you want to go with that report because you're refusing to go with the report of a seasoned um, um, accident reconstruction who gave you the answer that you didn't want to hear, obviously.
Right. Right.
So if you do that, take those resources, you could have take the same resources to go find my son. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how much they paid this as the reconstruction they have, but I know how much I paid mine. And
Mm,
if they paid that man anything close to it, when I had to end up paying mine,
mm,
um, they could have used the same resources to help me get them drones I was looking for.
right.
So, I mean, whatever the case may be. Been out there a long time ago to search those mines, those well sites, to hell put some, excuse my expression, put some gas in my UTVs or something to help out.
Right.
right,
Do something towards.
Right.
Here it is. You saying that you want to help go find my son, but you don't
Right.
come out to the searches unless I asked. And then, if you say, hey, we don't have the manpower, some way, somehow, God bless that we have loving people that come out every Saturday,
Mm,
hundreds of people. But if you put them all together, we have, man, I mean, just people galore. So you have people
right.
on the ground. Like I said before, I have the willpower. They have the resources. So bringing people together, you got the backing of a community. If you officers, you want to take a charge, take lead into a search, they could have been out there using their resources, and also I could have been out there bringing the volunteers to do these line searches, help do line searches. So working together that way, we'd have covered a whole lot of ground real fast, quickly, in a hurry at the beginning with their technology. So there's more focus on trying to make yourself look good and put things in a report to make it appear that you're doing a whole lot of work. And then just to actually do some work, that's a shame. You know what I'm saying? That resources could be utilized different ways. So yeah, they did a lot of things, in my opinion, that definitely um, warrant that they weren't interested. Really find out what happened to my son, and
Right.
they were really slow at doing anything about it. So
Yeah.
right.
And that jeopardized things and slowed things down. And
yes, and it's hurting me and my family. I mean, like I said before, I had to deal with this every day. My family, we deal with this literally every day. I talked to his mother today. She's still crying. We had a discussion about some things, and You know, she's I can tell she's going through stages. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a mother would go through
Right.
stages where she started blaming herself again. No, if I would have did this, I mean, you know, I tell her, hey, you can't blame yourself.
Yeah.
Somebody, obviously, in my opinion, um, it has some involvement in this. How can you blame yourself for that? We wasn't there, wasn't here. We was in South Carolina. Our son has doing great, take care of himself for a long time in his own apartment. Got himself a nice little vehicle, so he's doing all things we you know, to take care of himself. He's a grown man that learned how to, you know, just step on his own, got the bird nest and take care of himself. So, you know, I think
Right.
she was feeling more like, oh, I should have been there to protect him somehow.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I could say that too. It's hard to wish wish you could have been, but you know,
We
none of
can't
us
be.
know what can happen.
We
So,
can't be.
right,
Right.
right, yes,
We just can't be.
Now, down under Crime Talks is a content
Hey,
creator on
Sharon.
YouTube, and her name is Miss Sharon. And she says, if there's anything that she can do to help, please let her know. I will get some contact information from her
Yeah.
and
Sharon's in the
put you
UK.
guys together. She does an excellent job in covering true crime cases on her platform. And I'm
Yes,
sure that having another platform to expose this case,
that's right.
she will definitely help in doing that. Now, she is not here in the United States, by the way. You
Oh
know,
wow,
she is,
okay.
I think she is in Australia, if I'm
Oh,
not
excellent. Yeah.
mistaken.
Awesome.
And she does awesome work on her channel. And I know that, and just like Grisella, she's in the Netherlands,
That's right.
you know, with the Grizzly team. And, you know, we're here
spreading
in the
awareness worldwide.
In the United States. We've got New York on one side, and we've got the West Coast on the other side, and
Right.
you know we're starting to pull
West
together
Coast, baby.
the right folks
Yep.
and paying attention to this case. So
That's
much
right.
love to Miss Sharon for offering that.
Yeah.
That's
We
right.
will
Thank you, Miss Sharon.
most certainly get in contact with you regarding doing a special live with Mr. Robinson and promoting the Please Help Find Daniel.com website. That would be a great place to start in
Yes, please.
support of some fundraising efforts that truly needs to be put on the table right now because the time is critical. They're starting to do some groundbreaking as of January up in that area where Daniel was working. We saw the terrain change due to the water tank and pipes and all kinds of equipment now moving into that area. So it's telling us that these folks are starting to make a move and time is of the essence. And so anything that we can do to help David and the family get the funding that they need to cover, you know, things such as the cameras, gasoline for the ATVs and the razor tracks,
All
and
of that.
especially the forensics, which is most important because, you know, of the duality of David's role in handling this case. One is the search aspects, and the other is the investigation that he is covering in this case right now. So yes, Mr. Robinson needs all the help that he can get, and
Yeah.
I intend to recontact some content creators to spread this particular word out because we're in a brand new month. Things are changing fast, and so we have to also keep up the pace and keep up with the changing aspects of this case.
Now, Leave It to Bieber was in here earlier. She is reaching out to Iked Mel. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's huge and covers true crime. Got a really huge following, which would be awesome. And then
Yeah.
Kara or Carlock in here mentioned John read it out earlier. So there's a couple of people in here that are trying to network and make connections just to get you in as many places as possible because along with that money, of course, like you mentioned earlier, spreading the awareness is critical because that puts the pressure.
That's right.
That lets you know, hey, I'm not alone. I'm not the only one who wants to know where Daniel is. there's a whole bunch of people signing this petition and showing up on these weekends, and there's videos coming out. That stuff makes a difference, but it takes a lot of it. So we got to keep putting it all together. And like I said, we got your back.
Thank you so much, all of you. And I was reading through the chat as much as I can. Carlock,
There's love.
and Leanne Ferguson, Sun Goddess, all of you. Thank you so much, and everything you're saying. Giving me the love and advice, and I'm really, really grateful that you're here, Francis Dean. Just really appreciate it. Appreciate you all. Love you back. I love you all for everything, your support, your prayers, to everything you desire to even help. So, really, really grateful for you. Keep that positive energy going, because we need it. Support for me comes in all fashions and forms. So, everything you guys do, I really appreciate it.
Well, if you ever need to just cuss, I'm your girl. We'll cuss up a storm and cuss their ass out.
You might get one voicemail or something,
Sometimes you just gotta cuss. I'm telling you, David, it'll make you feel good.
I have my moments. Yes.
I don't do it a lot, but I'm just saying, in certain situations, I'll be damned, And I'll be damned for you right now with Buckeye. Just having to do it by yourself out there. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. And I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Robinson, thank you so much for your time once again this evening, this morning, wherever you may be across the globe. For those that are just joining us, we've had a very, very special presentation and live tonight with Mr. David Robinson, the father of Daniel Robinson, 25-year-old hydrofield geologist who went missing in Buckeye, Arizona on June 23rd of 2021. Mr. Robinson is still out there, boots on the ground, going into his 8th month, searching for his son, Daniel. Yes. We have to do everything that we can to support the Robinson family in finding Daniel, and that's exactly what we're doing. So
please sign the petition to turn this into a criminal investigation. Please sign it.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Thank
you. So I'll be looking forward to connecting with you, Mr. Robinson. I would say before the end of tomorrow afternoon. We're just putting everything together for you so that this way we can get that right out to you just before this weekend search.
Okay, and I'll give you some information I'll text you some information about tomorrow morning, and then
good.
We can schedule around that.
Okay, sounds solid. I love it. Solid.
Right.
Thank you again. Love you, David.
Thank you, Miss Q. Oh, thank you, Q.
Get out of here. No.
I appreciate it. I'm good to hear your voice, though. I'm really happy you're here too, and of course. Yes, I'm really happy.
Always.
Both of you. Yes.
You got the number anytime, and I mean that. And I don't say that to everybody. Trust me. Ask John, I hate the phone. So yeah, trust me. I mean, we're here for you. We're here for you.
We'll be in Vegas on April the 29th. You already know that. So I'll be in the area out there.
I did not know that.
Oh, you didn't know that? Okay.
I did not know that. Okay, awesome. Okay. April, you said April.
Yes, and I'll tell you the reason why I can't really put it. I just thought about it just now. I did sign a contract, so I'll share that with you in the background.
Awesome. Okay, cool, perfect, beautiful.
Okay. There you go. So we got to get some soul food put together for you.
Yes.
Yes. Know exactly. Look, I know exactly where to go because I can't cook all that for you, but I know where. Thank you,
right,
David.
Mr. Robinson,
thank you so much. Are you taking us home, John Q?
What's that?
So are you taking us home?
We're gonna definitely take it home. And I want to thank everyone for joining us, the moderators for holding it down. A special thank you goes out to Miss Yunu.
Yes,
we certainly appreciate your love and all of the hard work that you've put into
Oh yes,
sharing and supporting this case. Thank you so much, Miss Yuno.
And
And
my
to
beautiful
my brother
Getting
down there in
content.
the South, Brother Renegade, thank you so much for holding it down, for spending countless of hours working with me behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's your
Believe
investment.
me, your talent and your skill in research is utmost valuable, and so I
Yes, it is.
truly appreciate all of the effort that you've done to support this particular case that we're working on, the Daniel Robinson case. Thank you, Randy, for doing that.
Much love to you,
And
chat. I see all
Miss
that good
Q,
stuff.
wait a minute, I
Yeah.
ain't done. Miss Q, thank you
Yes, thank you, Mr.
so much
Q.
for bringing this case to me to work on. Thank you.
And just like
Thank
this
you.
person said in the background in that chat, y'all have such beautiful souls and beautiful heart, and I thank both of you. Thank you so much.
It's our pleasure. God don't make mistakes. That's all we can say. I mentioned earlier before you go that in doing this marathon video I've been working on, part 2 here, I heard myself tell John that I wanted him to go into the Jelani Day case with me. And then I realized we never did together. We did, but we didn't do it together. But we did do Daniel. So I said, oh man, I had already signed him up for one, but then Daniel just took over. It is what it is. You follow your heart. And some cases just you only have so much time, so you have to make a choice. So we
Yeah.
decided to dedicate as much as we could to helping Daniel, and then you surfaced, and we're like, oh man, we really get to help somebody in real life. Like, we always want to help, but to actually have somebody to be here to say, thank you just for saying his name, that's fucking huge, David. I'm gonna just drop the F-bomb on you. It's huge. Because most people don't care. They're like, those YouTubers just talking, and it's always negative.
That's right.
But we want to help, and we feel like we are, if nothing else, just giving you a space.
Yes, you're
That
doing
was
so much. I really appreciate it. You're doing a whole lot.
And don't forget to, for those folks that haven't visited the Please Help Find Daniel.com website to sign the petition, please keep those numbers strong. Please visit the website. Moderators have been dropping the link in the chat during the duration of the live. Please visit it. Keep those numbers strong. Please share. Please share this information because it's so important, because we're moving into a critical area of the case right now. So thank you all for your support of tonight's live. You know what time it is. We'll catch you on the flip side. We'll see y'all later.
All right.
Stay
Thank you.
well and be blessed with Godspeed, as always.
Night, John.
Thank you.
Good night.
Listen, y'all
You're
made
welcome.